Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Mask and Cowl. I'm Justin. Today, as you can see, we're going to be talking about some Daredevil. Um, I saw a couple movies. We're going to talk about those. And then we got new episodes of Daredevil and Invincible. We're going to talk about. So we got a lot of new stuff this week. It's a good week. It's a good time in March. Finally starting to get some action and whatnot. We got Mario coming out next week. Looking forward to that. Ben's doing his best
Yeah.
man who lives without fear impression.
Karen Page. Can't do it. That's more Wilson Fisk, like Mr. Murdoch.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So we'll get into Daredevil a little bit later. That'll probably be a meaty discussion. We only had one episode, but I guess we got a lot of thoughts about that episode so far. Some interesting thoughts about Invincible and where it's at. I haven't seen this week's episode yet, so Ben will kind of take over for that a little bit. But I don't think we're gonna have a lot to talk about. I think, especially with Invincible, I think I'm going to be giving a little bit of my thoughts as we go through, but then at the end of the season is where I'm actually going to break down. Like, I can kind of consider that the whole piece. It's hard to kind of, really go through every little episode. Anyway.
I feel that's I agree because, I mean, when we look back at, like, Marvel shows, I feel like, once it's all done, we kind of, ridicule. But the thing is, we point to specific episodes. I know that in the past for Invincible, there's been weaker episodes, but we don't point to weak episodes of Invincible. We say, like, season 2 is kind of mid, you know.
Like when I think of Invincible, I think of like the overarching arc of that whole season.
Yeah.
Like for me, season 1 is the best. I like season 1 the best. I really like the whole Omni-Man like mystery thing. Like, he did it, but you don't know why yet. All this stuff or whatever. I was thinking about this last night or whatever, but like that also has the Reaniman first thing with the college. I don't care for that episode. Like, there's important stuff that's happening.
I don't care for it either.
That's just like the most boring episode in the season. I'm more interested in the whole like Omni-Man, is he gonna get caught? Is because they had that whole detective guy or whatever in that season. Like,
blood.
Yeah, that was like a whole cool thing, and like, is Mark gonna figure out how's that all gonna work? Like, that whole thing was cool. And then, but like when Mark. Anyway, we don't need to talk about it yet. We'll get into it. But that's the point. Like, Invincible, it's like the individual episodes themselves don't do as... I don't feel like they hold up as well as like the whole season, I guess, does. So yeah, we'll talk about Invincible a little bit later.
Yeah. I just want to say to anybody, watching, hit that like button, subscribe, share, whatever you want to do. Also, if you guys want, put down your hot takes, or really anything that you're like, yo, I want to hear you guys' opinion on this. Put it in the comments. We'll react to it. Like, whatever. I want to talk about it. Go to the shorts. Keep liking those shorts. Boost the algorithm, because I want to get more engagement in there, so me and Justin can react to hot takes. I think it'll also give us avenues to disagree more, because I feel like he might side with some of the hotter takes.
Yeah. Also, if you're new here, let us know. Let us know, like, your top 5s of stuff or whatever. But also, like, we've seen a lot of random, really obscure stuff. And we've also missed a lot of, like, really big, important stuff. So, like anyone else, we're going to have blind spots. But at the same time, there might be something, like, super obscure, or, like, not even super obscure, but just something that, like, from, like, 10, 20 years ago that is, like, a huge deal for you and, like, no one ever talks about. Ask us about it in the comments, or talk about it in the comments. And because maybe it is something that we know about, and like we're like, oh yeah, we love that. Like, there's some random obscure cartoons I grew up watching, and I'd love to talk about them. But like if I'm trying to think of specific ones, I can. But I'm thinking of like 10% of the ones that I watched, and like it'll click if I see other people talking about it. So like, let us know what your obscure stuff is.
How many other people have watched The Greatest American Hero?
Dude, I got that. I have that on my Fandango at home.
I want them to reimagine that, like, now.
Yes.
Because I love the
they've been supposed to do like a movie reboot for years, and it never gets off the ground.
Now's the time, but I'd love the teacher of what was that kind of underprivileged area, whatever. I love that aspect that he's a teacher, like, while being super. I don't know. I love it.
William
That's great.
Cat.
Obscure
Yeah,
TV shows,
that's a
guys. We
great
love
TV
them.
show.
Tell us your favorite.
Yes, obscure TV shows, obscure movies, even if they're not obscure, just something we haven't talked about that you would like to see more people talk about. Like whether if it's something that we're familiar with that we're just not thinking of, we want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let us know what's going on. Like the video if you're having fun, and like please comment so we can talk about your stuff. By all means. Okay.
That's our goal.
Let's see. Before we get started here, I'm going to start off with some movie reviews. I saw a couple movies over the weekend that came out.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, just check up. Do anything fun this week? Anything going on? Anything new for you?
I don't think I really did anything different this week. Just kind of got back home from because I was home last week. Got back in to well, I mean when I say home, for where we're from,
You're
in
back to visit
Jersey. And I
family.
got back to Tennessee, and just kind of been chilling, watching TV shows, playing some Red Dead. I'm almost beat that. But yeah, overall just chilling. How about you?
Pretty good. Been busy with work. It's a little bit busy right now. Just honestly a lot of working. I was able to, I had a nice time off this weekend. Like I said, was able to go see a couple movies. And there's some new games that came out recently I've been playing. I was like in a mad dash when Resident Evil 9 came out because apparently it's like super good and I really wanted to play it. So I like pushed my way through Resident Evil 4 and finished that, and then that night I got Resident Evil 9 and I still have not yet booted it up, and that was like 2 weeks ago. I just haven't gotten around to it. I've been playing when I do have like free time to game and stuff. I've been playing this new Pokemon game, Pokepia.
Okay.
It's like
Okay.
it's kind of, I don't know if you've ever heard of Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
It's like Animal Crossing but with Pokemon. It's weird. It's like Animal Crossing meets Minecraft meets Pokemon.
I had somebody recommend Crimson Desert
Crimson
to
Desert.
me.
Okay, yeah, that's new. That just came out. It's getting very
Yeah.
mixed reviews. It's either a like it or hate it game right now. I
Yeah.
haven't
I was,
tried it or anything. I'm kind of waiting to see how it does, and I don't know if it's just gonna be something I have time for or not. We'll see.
yeah.
I'm really looking for a new. Me and my friend group of like PlayStation gamers. That's where we mainly play. We've been looking for like a new game for all of us to play that we all like forever. Like half the people in there don't like Fortnite. I think we all like Warzone, Call of Duty Warzone, which is like their battle royale. But for some reason, like Call of Duty is like 300 gigabytes.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. You have all this extra
Yeah, it's
stuff
a
you got to
lot.
add in, and you try and remove it, and it's like, okay, it removes it, but then the next day you go back on, and it's just there again. And you're like, what? I don't know.
Yeah.
We play Siege. I've been meaning to mention this to you. Like, we need more people who to fill in the spots because we have like 3 people consistently.
I would
It's a
suck
5-person
so
game.
bad.
So do so many people. Also, you would bring us
No,
down in the
Siege is very
matchmaking.
sweaty.
Yeah, but you'd bring us down in the matchmaking. Also, you have to get up to like level 50 or whatever. I don't know if they changed this. It's been a while since I was there, but you have to like get to a certain point before they let you play ranked. So we could play the casual stuff with you while you level up and you learn the game. But if you have any
Yeah, I
interest
mean,
in playing
hey,
a shooter,
maybe.
join us
I
on
like
Siege.
shooter games. I just don't get
Um,
into it much.
so,
But
but yeah, Siege has been my go-to for years. It's kind of my evergreen game or whatever. But it is super sweaty in the upper levels, and there's a lot of cheaters. Not like Call of Duty cheaters where people are flying across the map and stuff like that.
Green Watcher.
But it's just like people use mouse and keyboard on console. You're not supposed to be able to do that, but they've got like hacks and stuff like that. So,
Jeez.
but yeah, I've been playing Pokepia. All that to say that, just
Yeah.
working on finding more Pokemon, getting my island up. They're basically like the villagers of your town, and you're just trying to make the town better. You're a Ditto who turned. You know what Ditto is?
Yes.
He's the one who like can copy
He can
and
morph
turn
into yeah.
yeah. So the game starts out and it's like an post-apocalyptic wasteland, and you're a Ditto who gets dropped. Like the ball bounces and then he comes out, and you're like, huh, where you don't know where anyone. No one. There's no humans around. There's no Pokemon around. except for like this one Pokemon that you meet who's like a really smart Pokemon, and he's like, yeah, I don't know where all the humans went. I'm trying to find out, and I don't know where the Pokemon are. There's no one. Like the world is like all dry and stuff, and so that you start like rejuvenating the world. Also, you're a Ditto, but you look like a person because you have a picture of your trainer from the past, and he turns into the trainer.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird concept, but it's just like, man, like what's the story here? I'm sure I know people have beat it or whatever because everyone's more into the like island building thing where they're trying to make really cool stuff or whatever. Uh, and so people beat the story pretty quickly, but I haven't yet because I'm kind of taking my time with it. And
Yeah.
but it's a pretty cool game. It's pretty interesting. I like it.
Nice.
It's pretty fun. It's a good thing to like play in like handheld mode, like while the wife and I are watching TV or something,
Yeah, that's cool.
or take my Switch on my breaks and play while I'm at work. Okay, all right, we'll go ahead and get started with the meat of the episode.
All
then.
right. Just so that anybody who comes in this far, just so they know like what we got planned. We got, as you said, your movie reviews going. Some of the popular movies that came out, some Project Hail Mary and Ready or Not 2, as well as I got some MCU Marvel stuff we're going to talk about. Daredevil, Born Again Season 2, Invincible Season 4. Is it already Season 4?
Yeah, season 4. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And then we're gonna, I think, finish it off with some hot takes. So stick around for the whole video. We're covering all that. So take it away.
Okay, so we'll talk about the movie reviews real quick. I saw 2 this past weekend. I'll
No
start.
spoilers.
No, not gonna get into any spoilers really. So the first one I saw was I had a night off that was just me, and no one else around me was interested in this. But I don't know if you've seen Ready or Not, the first one.
I did not. I hear it's good
Do
though.
you have any
I do want to
ideas?
see it.
It's a fun.
I know what it
premise.
is. I've had it
I
explained
think
to
I think
me.
the first one's about like a 7 out of 10. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's just a fun premise. Woman gets married. This is the first one. Woman gets married to like a rich guy, and she finds out they have a tradition every time someone in the family gets married. They have like a deck of like 52 cards that all have a different game on them, like chess, checkers, ping pong, whatever. And they shuffle it, and the new spouse has to pick a card. She picks the card, and then whatever it is, that's the game the family has to play. Everything is hunky dory except for there's one card. It's like a 52 card deck, I think. One card has hide and seek, and that is the bad card. That very rarely gets pulled. I think the last time they said it got pulled was like, I don't know, like 20 years prior or something like that. It's been a long time. But basically, for the, if that card gets pulled, that person has to try and hide and survive until the sun comes up, and the rest of the family has to try and hunt them down and kill them.
Yeah.
And it just sounds bizarre. They're like, we have to do this. We've always done this. They basically set it up as the premise is like our ancestor got rich because he made a deal with some shady dude and gave him this card or whatever and told him that this is what it's going to. It's essentially you made a deal with the devil, but it sounds crazy.
Yeah.
So they people find her and then like lose her, or stuff happens. She's like, there's like some crazy fun like kills or whatever, like other people getting, like, she's getting hurt the whole time, but obviously she doesn't die. She's the main person. But like she eventually teams up with like one or two of the family members or something, or like the husband. I think she like gets him to think about like, have you ever seen that this is true? Like, how do you know that this isn't just like some crazy like legend in your family or something? All that. And it ends up, by the end, of course, she survives. I'm not worried about. I'm not going to go into crazy detail about all the ins and outs of it, because I don't want to spoil anything. But she does survive. That's the first one. This one, is, essentially then like. It literally picks up immediately after the second one. It's been like 7 or 8 years since the first one came out, but this one picks up like. At the end of the first one, there's a scene with her walking out of the house. The house is on fire behind her, and she is in her wedding dress and just covered in blood. Yeah. I think she sits down on the stairs. That you hear sirens coming because the cops are showing up because the house is on fire, and she's got like a cigarette and she's smoking it. This one starts off right there. So
I love it
basically,
when movies do that.
yeah, it's really cool. I really like the way they did this. There's certain things with her wardrobe in this one. There's a certain choice that I'm like, this is crazy. Why? Like, there's a little bit of suspension disbelief, but these movies are just kind of meant to be wacky and zany and crazy. Um, so
Is it
they're
like she's running in heels or something?
no, but she had like I forget how she got on, but she got like some like yellow Converse in the first one. So she's running around in yellow Converse and her torn up, stained red wedding dress, right? In this
Yeah.
one, it's like within a week. I don't know how many days she's been like in a coma or out cold or whatever, but it's been pretty quick. It's like within the next day or a few days or whatever. She's in the hospital. The police are like, trying to find out. It looks like she killed her family. um,
Yeah.
so the police are there, but so without spoiling anything, she is in the hospital. Um, and it turns out there's another procedure for this. If the person survives, there are like 4 or 5 other families that are in this like the family that she married into is part of a bigger conglomerate. These
Okay,
6
like a
families
clan.
basically control the entire world.
Okay.
Yeah, like they're just that powerful and rich and whatever. Like, and then there's one family who is like the head of the family. They have like a special ring and everything. Like, they're in charge. And basically, any time that the spouse or whatever survives, that has to be put up in the air. Basically, the spouse has the option. Like, it's like another the same thing. Like, they're being hunted. They have, I think, 24 hours or whatever. I forget the timing. It might be the same. Or they have like until the next day at sunrise or whatever, once the game starts, to like hunt her down and kill her. So
But
like,
they had to wait till she was conscious.
I don't know if that's the thing. So it might
Conscious.
just be like the next day or two. It's just like they have to get everyone there and ready, all the different families together or whatever. So the people who were the head family, they lost the power. Like, they lost the ring. They have to put it up for grabs basically, but they can compete again. If she wins, she becomes the new head family. And also her sister is there. I forget the girl's
Yeah.
name. The girl who was in Lisa Frankenstein. Really good up and coming actor. She was really good in this. I can see if I can find it. Is it Catherine
She
Newton?
Mia Goth? It's not Mia
Catherine Newton.
Goth, right?
No, Catherine Newton, I think.
Oh, Catherine
Yes,
Newton.
Catherine
Okay.
Newton from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, I believe. I think she's the
Oh,
daughter. So
yeah.
she's the sister. So she's there. She's like the emergency contact. So now she gets roped into it, and it's those two trying to survive. I guess it's in all the trailers you see. She's wearing the dress still, or whatever, because she's in the hospital gown, and she's like, I can't run around like this. I have to be able to get away,
Move.
move. So she grabs her evidence bag when crap's hitting the fan, and takes out her wedding dress, puts it back on, and her shoes, and puts it back on. So that's why she's back in the garb that she was in
Yeah.
7 years ago. Even though for her, it's only been in like a day or two. Really good cast. But in my opinion, the standout, she's really good. Not Catherine. Catherine Newton's good, but Samara
Samara
Weaving
Weaving?
is fantastic
Yeah.
in this movie. And Elijah Wood
Uh-huh.
is basically the devil's lawyer. And he's like, he's not part of the group. He's just basically the lawyer for the group, or
Yeah.
between the group
He's
and,
like, you have to go do
and the
this.
devil. Basically, there's some funny stuff. It's kind of funny. They're clearly like a Satan worshiping cult, so it's like you're
Yeah.
not rooting for them. They're bad people. Like, they're like the worst people imaginable, and they're all spoiled rotten. So there's a lot of good kills. There's a lot of good, just kind of fun times or whatever. But it's a fun time. I think I would say it's about on par with the first one, so I think I'd give it about a 7 out of 10.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, it was fun. If you like that premise, it's just kind of a goofy, fun, turn your brain off kind of purpose. I wouldn't classify it as horror. I don't know what you would classify this as.
Thriller.
I guess thriller. It's a little bit funny, but I wouldn't really even call it like a dark comedy. I don't know. It's interesting.
It's just a fun movie.
I did like the movie about as much as the, yeah. It's just a fun, turn your brain off kind of hack and slash ish type. Google listed it as a horror.
Like
comedy.
Zombieland?
I would say it's not like as comedy as Zombieland.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a little bit more serious thriller, but it definitely has its jokes. So that's Ready or Not 2. 7 out of 10. Um, I enjoyed it. Thought it was fun. That's about
I
it.
like I like how they did the inverse of Now You See Me Too, because they said Ready or Not to Here I Come, right?
Yes. Ready or Not. Yeah.
Yeah.
2. Here I come. Yeah. Um, and then and then the next day, my wife and I were able to go to the movies again together. It's been a long time since I went to 2 in this, that close around. But I saw Project Hail Mary, and not going to get into spoilers for this one because I think you said you are hoping to see it soon.
I'm hoping to. We'll see.
I'm just going to give it a score right off the bat, and then I'll kind of talk about it a little bit without getting into spoilers. So for Project Hail Mary, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
I think I could be talked into a 9.5. I could not be talked into an 8.5.
Wow.
I don't think it's a perfect movie, but I swear I had a lot of like little nitpicks where I'm like, okay, this isn't that good throughout. Like there's a lot that I like about it. There's a lot of great stuff. But then there's certain things where I'm like, this is just, it's not hitting me right, or I have a problem with this. But by the end of it, just everything, it's so perfectly like wrapped up in the end. It's so good.
It hits a lot of emotions.
I get like there's like one character who I really just don't like, and I like them less throughout the movie. Like at first I thought, like I was like neutral or like liked them, but I just kept liking them less and less, and by the end I just really do not like this character. But I think you're supposed to not like them. So like that's not a mark against it. But other than that, everything's great. Excuse me. Ryan Gosling is one of the best movies I've ever seen him in. Rocky. Have you seen the trailers for this or anything?
Yeah, the little rock alien.
Little rock guy. He's great. The science stuff in here is fun. I feel like this movie is comparable to Interstellar, but in completely different ways. I feel like the
Probably better.
yeah. See, we're gonna have to talk about the Nolan stuff. But like Interstellar is better shot. Like the Interstellar is just like a crazy good looking movie. This movie is like an 8 out of 10 or higher as far as like how it looks and how it's shot and everything like that. This movie like looks great, but I mean you compare it to Interstellar, like the cinematography in Interstellar is just unmatched in my opinion. I think like it's just perfect for what it is. Also, you got the Hans Zimmer score there and everything like that.
Yeah.
This movie has great music, a great soundtrack. It just doesn't. I like. There's definitely parts of this movie that I like better than Interstellar. But I think Interstellar is probably like a slightly better like quality overall movie. But that's not a knock against this. Like, I think that
for someone who
yeah.
For someone who doesn't like Interstellar, do you still recommend this movie though?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
it depends on why you don't like Interstellar or why someone wouldn't like Interstellar. For you,
Well,
I think it has a lot to do with like the ending.
I don't like the ending of Interstellar, but I just don't like that there's no climax. Like the movie
I
is
think that's a
kind of just a
great
it's kind of just a
climax.
straight line. I don't think so. And it's not just my complaint; it's a common one. Anyway, we're on Project Hail Mary.
do think from stuff that we've talked about, because I know we're going to talk about it some other time in the podcast or whatever. But at some point, we're going to get into like with our hot takes and stuff like that. You hate Interstellar, I hate The Prestige.
Yeah.
For most people, those are both like in Nolan's like top 5 movies for most people in general.
Yeah.
But like we both hate probably our favorite of each other's. I don't know if it still might be my favorite. I am lower on it than I used to be for Interstellar, but only because I used to have it as like a 10 out of 10. Now I think it's like a 9, 9.5, something like that. I rewatched it a couple years ago and it lowered a little bit, but I still think it's great. But I do, for a lot of the reasons that we have talked already about why you don't like Interstellar, I feel like you would like this a lot more. I feel like this is going to be like the way that people that do like Interstellar see Interstellar. I feel like almost like this fixes most of those problems for you. Maybe not. I could be wrong. But in my mind, I think that this is going to be like your Interstellar. if that makes sense.
Okay.
I think that you are going to see
Hey,
Interstellar, like you're going to see in this what people who like Interstellar see in Interstellar. That's kind of my guess. Could be way off, but like if someone's like, "Oh, I just don't like space movies," and that's why they don't like Interstellar, then
so
they're not
I'm
going to like this.
workshopping that idea because like I enjoy Star Wars, Star Trek, but that might be the only ones that I
Galaxy
like.
Quest.
So or Galaxy Quest, yeah. But like, so I'm trying to think like, am I just like a space hater? So I'm trying to think that through. I don't know,
Well, I
but
thought I
yeah,
was a desert hater, and then I love the Dune movies.
yeah.
Can't get more desert than that. I don't know. So yeah, again, and I don't want to get into spoilers, um, but like I said, like the movie is beautiful. Ryan Gosling knocks us out of the park. I want to read the book now. Oh, that's something else I want to talk about in a little bit, maybe before we end up. At some point, I can talk about this other book I'm reading, but I do want to read the book at some point. I think that there's two that are pretty good written by this guy. I don't remember. But yeah, I really liked Project Hail Mary. 9 out of 10. Uh, it really,
I'm
it
surprised.
just gets better in my opinion. Like it's good. Excuse me. It's good, and then it kind of like goes back. It's never bad, but it like kind of varies in my opinion, or like at least it did on my first watch. As far as it's also not linear. It's really it's kind of confusing to talk about it without getting into spoilers, but it the story kind of goes all over the place. But I never found it confusing. You're like there's things that are mysteries and they're meant to be mysteries and that it's on purpose, but everything they're showing you makes sense as far as like when it's happening. And like none of the timing, in my opinion, is confusing. But it is not linearly told. It's like non-linear storytelling. So like he's in the it starts off and he's in the ship, and he's trying to remember why he's on the ship. Basically,
Okay.
he's trying to remember what his motivation was for it. He knows what he's doing. He's still smart. Like I thought maybe at first he had amnesia or something, but he doesn't. Like he just doesn't remember like what was that final thing that made him agree. Because you see in the trailers, he's like, "I'm not that guy. I'm not the scientist. I can't do this. You need to find someone else."
Uh,
And you kind of you get that, but then also by the end you understand why he did it, and all that. So excuse me. So yeah, that's Ready or Not. Here I come and Project Hail Mary.
nice. Now you've got me almost convinced that I definitely need to see Project Hail Mary. It's definitely one. Well, I did not plan on it. And when you said that that was one of your most anticipated of the year, I was kind of like, "You're smoking crack." I
I
don't know what to tell you.
Oh, I could say this though, because we've talked about this, and you think I'm crazy that I was like, oh, I'm more interested in that than the Odyssey. I At this point, from what I've seen, I definitely think that this is going to be higher on my list than the Odyssey at the end of the year.
I don't
I
know.
don't think the Odyssey. I think the
The
Odyssey.
the Odyssey is worrying me a little bit, but I'm trusting Nolan. I'm trusting him.
Oh,
We're gonna see.
I had a note about the Odyssey. Also, just to mention, about let's see, the Odyssey. Uh, did you say that you listened to Epic the musical on your trip up to Jersey or
Yeah,
something? Okay, because
yeah.
we've talked about it, I like musicals a lot. Um, I want to watch slash listen to that. There's not an official way to watch it. There's not like official animations or anything. They're all like fan animations.
I don't.
The music is the
Yeah.
only thing that's like officially out. Everything else is like fan animations and stuff. Um, so that's one reason I've been like waiting to absorb it or
You don't
whatever.
want the movie spoiled at all.
I don't want. That's the other thing is I feel like I wrote down. I feel like I need to wait to listen to Epic the musical after watching the Odyssey because for one thing, I think that I'm gonna like Epic better, and
So
it's gonna make me not like the Odyssey
I'll say
if
this.
I.
Here's the thing. I've never read the Odyssey, so I have no idea what actually happens. But if they go with what Epic is about, I'm not gonna like the Odyssey.
Do you know what the Odyssey's about? Isn't Epic just the story of the
I
Odyssey?
knew it was. I knew it was about a guy named Odysseus, but that's about it. And so now that listen to Epic. I'm like, well, the thing is, my wife was the one who loved it. She wanted to put it on, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't want this to spoil the Odyssey. And she said, well, no, it's probably different than the original source material, or
I don't
whatever. I'm
think it
like, oh,
is.
really? And she's just like, yeah. And so she listened to it, and I'm like, I hope the movie's different than this because I do not like this. And we can talk about that when Odyssey comes
When it
out.
happens, yeah.
And yeah, if it is accurate to that, because I'm gonna have some issues. Anyway,
Uh,
um, yeah.
yeah, I just was looking at my notes here because I brought them up for that. I had two other things. Small Soldiers 2 entered pre-production. Apparently, they're making a Small Soldiers 2. Yeah,
Hey,
found that out.
military man.
And then I had one other question about a brand new day idea theory thing, or just you want me to throw
Okay,
that in here, or do you want me to wait?
go ahead. Yeah.
Um, what if they pull a multiverse of madness, and because we could be like, oh, who's the main villain? Who, we don't know yet. Is it Scorpion? Is it not? Or what if they pull a multiverse of madness and Peter is the main villain? Like he's the bad guy, or he's the threat,
Well,
or
how
whatever. Because Man
how would that
Spider.
factor into the mind control thing though?
Maybe that's a red. I don't know. I don't think this is happening. This is just a thought.
Yeah,
But like if they
I
did
think
that,
if you do that, you have to go. This is great. If you do that, you have to go the Clone Conspiracy route, not Clone Conspiracy, Clone Saga, where maybe what the Peter we're following through part of the movie is actually like a clone, like the mutation thing. Maybe that's his clone, and it's
mm,
revealed later on that in one of his fights he got, tangled up, captured by Keith David's
I
Jackal.
mean, it could be like the mind control thing could be whatever Sadie Sink character is, and that's like the other like plot, the B plot or the A plot or whatever, and he's mutating, and like he's the actual big threat or whatever, and like she has to team up with like Punisher and maybe Hulk or Daredevil, something like that, and
Yeah.
like subdue him, and she uses mind control stuff to get Peter back basically. But like he's the threat basically. It's just a thought. I don't know. I think it's crazy. I don't like it. Would not be my preference, but eh. That's yeah.
I mean, it's possible, I guess. It's just crazy that we have a Spider-Man movie coming out in like 4 months,
Is it June or
something like
July?
that. July.
Okay.
So less than 4 months,
I'm
and
very
we're
excited for
like,
that. I
we
think
have no idea what's going on.
that's my well.
Like
That I
that's
feel like
crazy.
that's why. I feel like that's the way it was for like No Way Home.
Well, no, for No Way Home, we were like, oh, his villain, like these villains are going to be in it. But like, I don't think there was any worry about who was going to be the mastermind villain. It was almost like, is Venom going to show up as well? Like, are the other Spider-Man going to show up? But like, we knew like it's going to come down to like the Sinister Six,
Mm-hmm. Sinister
MCU
Five.
Sinister
Yep.
Six. Um, yeah. So I don't, I don't fault you for that theory. I think
It's just
it's
a random
possible.
thought I had.
Wonder Man season 2 got greenlit.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
I
I
like
don't
that.
know what you're gonna do. I don't
I'm
know what you're gonna
I
do.
mean, I'm hopeful for
But
it because, like, I feel like it was not incomplete, but like I didn't like how it ended.
you were
The
dissatisfied
ending
by the
was
ending.
yeah, the ending was like the worst part for me because I feel like it needed, I guess, more
Does the
closure
fact
or
that
something.
we're getting a season 2 help you?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't help me like it better. I had to wait and see what it does. Well, it doesn't. It's just the ending I had a problem with. I liked the show overall. I just didn't like how it ended. So the fact that we're getting more puts me like in a positive direction, but I'm gonna wait and see what it's like.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just making sure.
Speaking of MCU, you said you watched some more MCU stuff. You want to make some
Yeah.
remarks about
Yeah.
that?
So, well, first of all, I had been thinking about like, I haven't seen a lot of the Spider-Man movies recently. Let me go back and rewatch. I do plan on watching the TASMs again at some point, but I went and I was like, let me just double check the Raimi films, just so I know I can still talk about them and know what I'm talking about. And so I watched Spider-Man 2 first, just because I didn't feel like watching Spider-Man 1.
It's
I think I
crazy,
watched it more
crazy work.
recently. Yeah, so I watched Spider-Man 2 first by myself, but like my wife kept coming in and being like, I've never seen this before. And she's like watching, and she knows Toby, but she's just like, I don't remember this. But every scene, she's like kind of captivated by. Um, and then so I was just like, you don't remember these? She's like, no. So I finished that one. Spider-Man 2 is peak, by the
It
way.
is. It's
It's like
so
a
good.
9 out of 10.
Yeah,
It's like
super good.
9.5 out of 10.
Mhm.
It might be the best superhero movie ever. Like,
It's up there for sure.
I think they
It's a
handle
better movie than No Way Home, for sure.
it. Yeah, it's a better movie. It's the best Spider-Man movie. That's not
Mhm.
a question. In my like, that's not a question
I
for
go
me.
back and forth on 1 and 2. Honestly, I like both so much.
I watched one after that because I was just like, well, if you haven't seen if you haven't seen these, we got to start at one. So I showed her one. She gave it a 6.5.
She
She
gave
says
one
like
a
it was
six point
cool.
five.
Yeah, she was
That
just like,
hurts.
from what she saw the second one, she's like, yeah, the second one's probably more like an 8, but she's like, this one is kind of older. I think because some of the effects, like, remember the part where he's swinging with Mary Jane, and you can tell it's just like a mannequin
Yeah,
that
yeah.
she's holding on to. Yeah, so there are some things that are like okay, um, but overall, it's still a good movie. I give I think the first one is a little dated, but it's still got a lot of charm to it. The Uncle Ben stuff is so powerful in that movie. The Aunt May stuff in Spider-Man 2 is
Oh man,
unbelievable.
I just saw an
Unbelievable.
edit. Also, I love that's something else that I wanted to bring up about the Brand New Day trailer or whatever. Like it's gotten people on their like editing high, like on their editing kick. I'm seeing so many
Hmm.
awesome edits or whatever, um, for like the clips from that or whatever. But that's also like inspiring people to make more edits of the older
The
Spider-Man movies.
Raimis.
And I'm hearing
Yeah.
the Aunt May speech about the I believe there's a hero in all of us
Yeah.
speech, and like they'll be like it's like a
It's so
montage
good.
with that. It's so good, man.
You know what I also think is probably the most underrated thing about those movies?
The suit,
Uh,
suit.
it's
It's not
it's
perfect, but
awesome for what they did.
yeah, it's
It is
great
awesome for
for
what they
what
did
it
at that
is.
time. The fact that you can take Spider-Man suit, make changes, like not stick to the classic
I
and
think it's
modernize it and
so
still come out with what you came out with, like a unique original design that's cool, like
man.
awesome. Hats off.
I feel like
I
that
still
is
like
like if you took
I
the
like
suit.
TASM 2 and I like Brand New Day better, but that's probably about it.
Okay, yeah, no,
Um,
I can get on board with those for sure.
so but the most underrated thing about those movies is the score.
Oh yes,
He has the best.
is that
I
Danny
never
Elfman?
liked. Here's the yeah, Danny Elfman,
Okay,
and he
yeah.
did Batman, right? I believe he did
Um,
Batman, the 1989 Batman. I think so. Um,
sounds
I know
familiar.
I
Yes,
know.
yes, he did.
Yeah. So I'm like It's so like the moment that you start the first Spider-Man and you hear that like there's like the like Congo drums almost. I don't know how you can relate that to Spider-Man, but it does. It works. I don't know how it does it, but it's awesome. That score, fantastic. And it's I don't know, those movies are great. They're great. I give the first one probably a 7.5, maybe an 8, maybe an 8, but the second one is like a 9, maybe a 9.5. It's so perfect. Um, so
Did you
yeah,
watch the regular version of the second one?
I think so. It
Okay.
was just
Yeah,
I
years
didn't pay
ago when No
attention.
Way Home was getting ready to come out, my wife had never seen um, the Andrew
Toby's.
movies. No, she'd seen the
Oh,
Toby.
Andrew
She had
movies.
never
Yeah.
seen the Andrew movies. So I got like the Blu-ray box set from like Target or something that had like all three of Toby's in either Blu-ray or 4K. I don't remember. Uh, so all of the Toby movies and all the Andrew movies because I didn't have them like really that I owned or whatever. I just like watched them on streaming and stuff. So I got all of them and we watched through all of them in anticipation for No Way Home. And she had never seen the Amazing Spider-Mans. So we did that, but it came with. I didn't even know there's other versions of 2 and 3 for Toby.
There's
There's like
like
a
2.1, right?
2.1 or whatever. So those are the ones that I watched. It just adds like a little bit, a few scenes or whatever. But some of them are really good. I can't
Hmm.
remember which one it is. It's got to be two. It's got to be two where Jonah has the suit.
Has a
Have
suit,
you seen
yeah.
that clip? That's in that
Yeah, I've seen
movie.
him.
That like
Okay.
that's awesome. Um,
That's great.
there's a few other scenes that are similar to that where it's just like they're only thrown into the director's cut or the extra version or something like that for Spider-Man 3. That's also like a good way to watch that. That's the last time I watched Spider-Man 3. I don't think that movie holds up that well, to be honest.
I do want to rewatch it just to affirm my rankings. We can do our movie rankings some other time, but
Yeah,
did
we
your
definitely need to
by the
do.
way, how did your wife feel about TASM movies? Did she like them better than Toby's?
No,
Okay, okay,
yeah, no.
just making sure. Um,
I
okay,
think TASM 2 is respectable. I hate TASM 1. I like
I think you're wrong,
I
but
like a couple scenes,
whatever.
but
Okay,
uh,
whatever. You're wrong, but so I watched those, and then real quickly, I'm trying to just go through the MCU, kind of like hitting
mhm.
points that I'm like, I need to be refreshed in this. I haven't watched it recent. Rewatched Civil War. Um, Zemo's awesome.
Yeah, I rewatched that within the past year, I think.
Black Panther is his best in this movie.
Yes, yep. He's so good.
Bucky, I was watching it. I was again watching it with my wife, and she's just like, Bucky has never been this cool since. Like the downfall of Bucky since that movie is crazy because he's just straight up aura farming in every single scene.
Yeah.
It's great. I forgot about the stairwell fight scene where him and Cap are just like going.
Oh yeah, yeah. And Cap has to
Taking
keep
guys out
saving
down the
people
stairs.
that Bucky's
Yeah,
like
it's great.
throwing.
Yeah, he's like Bucky because he's like Bucky's throwing guys
He's
over.
throwing
Bucky's like
down the
grabbing,
stairwell.
saving them.
Yeah.
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 Tony is great in that movie as
Yeah.
well. I
In my
listen.
opinion, that's a tone. I think it's kind of a Tony movie, honestly, more so than Cap. I feel like when I rewatched it, I feel like more of it focuses on Tony because even the it's not in the opening scene, I don't think, but it's really early on. You got the whole scene with him at MIT or wherever it is, where he's doing the
Yeah,
memory
barf.
thing. Yeah, he's doing barf.
Yeah,
Like it's very centric on Tony. Like
yeah.
that's kind of
Well,
like
it shows
it's
you
outside
the
stuff that I have a
insights
problem
of
with that
their
movie.
minds, why they have the opinions they have.
Yeah, yeah,
And what I didn't even think about until watching this, I was like, Tony actually was retired when this movie happens. Like he's not part of the Avengers really. Like he's paying for everything still, but like when the Accords come through, Tony's not really part of the Avengers. Like Cap is leading a separate team. So that was I was
is
kind
he
of like, oh,
not
that's
part of the
kind of
Avengers?
not really. Like I think it's more like an on-call thing. He's not going out to place, to stop bad guys. Because when it starts out, it's Falcon, Scarlet Witch, Black Widow, Cap. Is Hawkeye there? I don't think Hawkeye's
Hawkeye
there.
shows
No,
up
because Hawkeye's
later.
not there.
Right.
He shows up like halfway through. So, yeah, watching it. Hey, it's still a good movie. 9 out of 10. Again, that was one watching with my wife, and she was like, I did not remember that this was like so political and not like controversial political, like in terms of like too real politics, but like in terms of like the thought process
Yeah, like
and
it's
logic
like
of each
it's
side.
dealing with the politics of the movie, not just it's not
Yes.
just like oh Big Bang stuff. It's like it's a smart-ish movie. Yeah,
Yes,
like a
it's
thinky movie.
they make you be like see logics of each side.
Hmm.
Now here's I do want to say this Cap's side I agree with the stances of, but I'm on Tony's side because Cap annoys me in that movie. Less so this
He
watch.
does kind of annoy me. Yeah, like
I'm on
yeah. I used to joke about being Team Iron Man because I do think that Cap is right. I just don't like how he's going about it.
yeah. And also if I'm Iron Man, I'm killing Winter Soldier. I don't care if he was like manipulated or like brainwashed. I'm killing him.
I don't.
When I see that video, I'm killing Winter Soldier.
I mean, I could understand like doing it like right then in the heat of the moment, or whatever. But like,
No.
but also I
I'm
guess
doing
Tony
it.
does. Well, like he tries.
And the fight is so good. The
Yeah, that
scene
fight
of
is so
him
good.
like blasting into the shield
Yeah,
is just
it's really good.
peak.
Yep.
It's peak.
Doesn't it do like a slow mo thing there too? Like it like stops.
Yeah, it slows
mid-
down right there so you get the nice shot
Yeah,
there.
it's good. It's
And
good
then at
stuff.
the end as well when I forgot Martin Freeman was in this, but this sets up for his character in Black
In
Panther.
Black Panther, yeah.
Yeah, so but him at the end, he's talking to Zemo and he's just like, "How did it feel to fail?" or whatever. And Zemo's like, "Did I fail? The Avengers are no more." And I'm like, "Oh, you want to talk about Infinity War changed things because the bad guy won?" No, 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 no. Civil War did it first. The bad guy wins in Civil War.
That's true.
So, yeah.
I
Overall,
think that
good movie.
Zemo is just not. I mean, he's still good-ish.
He's
I just
good
think
in this
he's
movie.
way not as good as he should be, though.
He's too grounded. They didn't go they fixed that in Falcon Winter Soldier, but I mean like
Yeah, sure.
he's still an entertaining antagonist.
Yeah,
This is like the Lex Luthor thing, but I still really like his character in this. He's great. So I think that's basically I'm halfway through Guardians 2 and trying to see like is this really bad? I'm not seeing it so far. So
No,
far,
I like Guardians
I'm really
2.
liking it. like you said before, Drax
I
is
do think I
hilarious.
agree with people now. Guardians 2 is probably the worst Guardians movie, but they're all good.
I'll see what I think at the end.
Drax is hilarious in that movie.
This is his best movie.
He is
He's
so
cracking us
funny.
up every
Yes,
minute. It's
yes, it's so
hilarious.
good. Yeah, Drax is great. I like that was. I think I had like 2 notes for that movie last time or whatever, and the
You're like,
first
Drax
one
is
was just
hilarious.
Drax is hilarious in this movie.
Even his like a lot
And
of times it's not even him saying anything. It's just his laugh.
yeah. But I love the scene where like where like the scenes like in conjunction with each other where Mantis touches him and he's like because he's laughing and she's like, oh, it's
Yeah.
so funny, so much joy, huh? And like later he's sad but he's just kind of like stoically just staring off into space and she touches him and she just starts like weeping. I don't know if you've gotten to that part yet or whatever, but I'm sure you
I
remember it.
didn't, but I knew that part.
But man,
So
that scene is like those scenes together are so
it's
good. You
powerful.
just see how, man. Also, man, do you know like one thing that does kind of bother me though after this rewatch of Guardians 1 that I did recently? In Guardians 1, I completely forgot about this. Drax is obsessed with killing Ronan, not Thanos.
Yeah.
Because Ronan is the one, I guess, who killed his family.
Yes, he was sent by Thanos, I think, though.
Right, kind of, sure. But like then at the end it almost just like he just kind of brushes it off and be like, oh, actually now
Well,
I'm going out. He like never has any interest in Thanos that entire movie until the end and he's like, well, now I have. And it's I don't I feel like
it's
that
funny
that
though. It
kind of bothers me because it's not like a personality thing like he just wants someone to go after. Because like we have more time with him being like driven to kill Thanos when like at the end of that movie it's just kind of a flippant switch that he does. Like in that movie it almost
Yeah,
plays off as
they
like
don't really
he's
explain.
stupid
It's
and
not like
he's
he. It's not a revelation
like
that
in the
Thanos
movie
sent Ronan.
he's got that intense passion and drive that he needs to kill Ronan. And then
he
for the
gets
rest of the
absolute
movies we
bodied.
see that for the way he's acting about Thanos or whatever. But the transition scene where he switches like now I'm going after Thanos, there's like no it
I
feels off.
I think if he was like a more grounded person, like more a person who that you would see them express their emotions more than he does, he would say like it's not enough. Like you know how they say like revenge never ends. Like
Yeah.
you kill one guy, then you're looking for the next.
But
Like you could have that kind
but
of
then
arc where he's not satisfied and he
but
was like, I have to go get Thanos now.
that was my first thought, which I would agree. But like he doesn't do it. There's nothing like that when they beat Thanos finally. He's just aimless
Well,
Drax.
there's so many people in that movie. They didn't, and Tony just died. They're not going to turn the camera to Drax and be like, "Wonder how Drax is feeling when Thanos died." And
But
he got
they had a whole
snapped, so he
movie
didn't
after
see him the
that.
first time.
They had a whole movie after
Well,
that, and he's just kind of like, I'm just going along for the ride now because these are my friends.
yeah, I mean that's true.
I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway,
It's a little for me. It's a little inconsistent. Yeah. All right, what we
I
got
get
next?
that, but I think it's the character. Next, I think is it Invincible?
We do Invincible next.
Pretty quick.
You have seen episode 4.
Episode 4.
I have not seen it yet. Unfortunately, I was busy last night. Um, so I haven't seen that. When we get to that, you could talk about that. I thought the first 3 episodes were pretty strong. We're talking about this a little bit. When it comes to Invincible, I really think most of it's gonna. I'm gonna talk more about it. I think when the whole season's done, because for me, it's like when I think of Invincible, I think of like the whole season as like one thing. I think with last
Yeah,
season or the season, it might have been season 2. I forget. One of the seasons, I didn't watch it week to week. I just waited for the whole thing to be done and then watched it.
that's probably the better way to do it.
It is. It's just it's not as relevant, I guess.
Yeah,
But I really liked. Let's see, episode 1. I don't remember much of episode 1. I know Eve's powers are on the fritz, and we got the lady who shows up at the lightning. I don't know what anyone else
yeah.
is doing. I don't remember what anyone else is doing. Um, episode 2 though for me, what it was the highlight so far. I really liked the backstory on the Viltrumites.
Yeah,
The
that was really
ring
cool.
around their planet that's made of the corpses. That's
That's
aura.
terrifying.
That that that's like super epic, but like scary. I agree, but like that's crazy. Um,
I wish they would have explained how Nolan survived the virus. Are they like now immune to
They're
it?
not
Is like
immune. I think I think it was kind of implied that like they did start kind of like not developing, like they didn't find a cure, but it's like it hit some of them
they found a way to
harder than
treat it a little
others,
bit.
to
Yeah,
where like some of them were just dying off, where other ones were like they would get really sick and then some of them would survive and get better. But it was
yeah.
like less than 10% of the population. It was like less than 1% of the population, I think. Um,
I I
so
think my I think my favorite part of the season so far though has been seeing Nolan and Alan go
yes,
collect the different weapons.
that
Not the ship scenes.
the ship scenes.
Not-
I'm not gonna. I don't know why. I normally don't find those jokes super funny or whatever. I found the scenes with him on the couch hilarious.
yeah.
I don't know
They,
why. And then like when he
it's
goes and he
it's
finds his
funny.
other rooms. There's
And
other
then he's like,
rooms.
I've never seen angry. Like even when he's fighting Mark, I've never seen him that angry. Like him, like I was like, he's gonna kill this guy.
Yeah,
He just throws the
I thought that
pillow
guy
at
was
him.
for sure dead. Um,
Oh man, when he says like destroy the solar ring, I'm like,
I
oh my
because
god,
I've seen
you
people talking
idiot.
about it online. I know some spoiler things that I'm not going to say here, but um, do you know who the mole is?
No,
I really like Thaddeus. That's Optimus Prime.
I like Thaddeus
I like
too. Optimus
Thaddeus.
Prime, yeah.
Um, that scene, I think that was in that same episode. Maybe not. Maybe that was in the third
When
episode
he tells him
when he
I was
tells
the
him
one
I
who
was the one who
sent the
sent them. Yeah.
virus,
Um, so
that
that
was powerful. I full on expected Omni Man to kill him. To be honest, I was like, I'd probably kill him. I don't care if we're evil. I probably would
for me
kill him.
that kind of like, I felt like that kind of was a good. I don't think he was testing him. He might have been, but in my mind that kind of tested him for me. Like,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
are
How
you
dedicated
how
are
committed
you?
are you to this right now?
Yeah,
Um, and
and
I
the fact that he
that
says,
the fact that he didn't kill him and he left
yeah,
it, he didn't destroy, he didn't do anything, he just left
yeah,
it,
he just said,
that
promise me
boosted
this is
Nolan
the
up.
last
I thought
resort.
in my mind Nolan before this was nearly irredeemable.
Unredeemable.
Like he could try and I'd respect the try and respect him doing the right thing or whatever, but now I'm almost like he's actually like moving the other direction for me to where I'm like, hey, you could become a good guy. And I mean I love
They
redemption
need to
arcs.
fix the suit.
What?
They need that suit, that
I think
costume he's
I
in,
think the suits just keep getting worse for him or whatever. I've seen a bunch of
and he's got
suits,
no boots. It's
yeah.
just his
which
calves and
which
feet.
I think is an I think it's because of it's clothes that he got from like Alan's world or whatever, and Alan
Yeah,
doesn't
but
wear shoes if you see that.
yeah, I just fix it. Somebody
Yeah,
get him an outfit. Like
but
we got Invincible going through him right now. Somebody get
can
Nolan one.
I don't know if you can tell me or not. I'm curious. Does he show up in episode 4? Because he's going to Mark. Last I saw.
Nolan?
Yeah, I've seen
I'm
a
not gonna tell
clip.
you.
I've seen a clip, but I don't know if it was from a trailer for like next week or if it's part of this new episode, where like him and Eve are talking on a roof and Nolan and Alan show up. Is that from
Do you
this?
do you want anything?
I just want
Do
to
you
know
want
is
me to
that
tell you
from
anything?
this episode? That's all I want.
Well,
Or is it the end of the episode?
it's the end of the
Okay,
episode. Nothing happened. Like
got it.
you that's the last shot.
Okay, cool. Um, all right. Let's see.
So I saw episode 4. I'm not talk all I'm gonna say is I think it's the worst episode in the entire series I've seen.
What?
Yeah. It's probably I hated this episode.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think when you watch it you'll know why. I don't think you'll be as strongly hating against it, but I hated it.
Um,
I will say this though, this was probably Mark's. This is one of my favorite like episodes for Mark as a character. I like Mark in this. I think, but really, so far for this season, I think we share the same thing of like, well, I don't think you share this opinion. I don't like the characters in Invincible. I, I, I don't. The guys that I do like, I like Cecil. I
like
liked
Cecil.
Rex. Rex
I did
Splode.
like
Not
Rex. I
I liked Robot until he went into the young Rex's body. He got too, I don't know, too like babyish. Like he lost a certain edge to him that he had before that, and I don't like him now. Now I think he's getting that back. I'm excited
Yes,
to see it.
yeah. Like
But
I see a lot of potential because I feel like a
yes,
lot of people have seen that like Robot's going to be a problem later. I think
Yeah,
that I don't know if that's a
so
big
excited.
spoiler, but I think comics wise,
Don't
Robot
say
is a
too much because I
right.
only know one thing that
Robot
he
is a
does, and I don't
problem
want to know
later,
anything.
and that
I'm wondering.
keeps me very interested in Robot. Robots is one of my favorite
Yes,
characters because of the potential of where he's going to go, and because I'm
yes,
keeping
not
my
where he's
eye
at now though.
right because but I'm keeping my eye on him, and I feel like there's a lot of
Yeah,
foreshadowing going on all the time.
yeah.
Um,
I'm liking Brit. Brit. At
I
first, I was
don't
like,
know. He
but I'm
annoys
starting
the
to warm
heck
up
out
to
of
him.
me.
I'm starting to warm up to him a little bit,
I,
but
I'm
I didn't like him
I'm
at
the op.
first.
I'm more like that with Shapesmith. Is that his name?
I think he's
Sonic the
okay. I don't
Hedgehog
hate
guy.
him. I think people hate him, and I'm like, he's okay.
I
He's
thought
just
he was
there.
really annoying at first, but I'm like I'm
He's just
starting to like him
Plastic
now.
Man.
Yeah, but
He's literally the
he's
same
like over
character,
the top, like goofy and like pretending to be human, but he's not. They
which
at this
it's the
point I
actor
don't remember
as
them.
well.
Yeah, I don't remember him telling them, but I guess he did because he mentions it like
He's a
flippant.
Martian.
Yeah, he mentions it like flippantly.
I guess so. I don't remember him
I
saying
don't
that
remember
either,
him.
but
I
yeah,
thought because I remember him being very like secretive about that, obviously at first, but I guess it came out. I don't know.
I don't know.
Um.
I I just don't care for like I don't
Oh,
like Mark.
I do
I
like Mark. Mark's
can't.
probably my favorite character, but
I don't like Mark.
yeah, he does annoy me. What do you think of the scene with him with the Sequids? How he beat the Sequids?
I That's tough. Like me personally in my Golden Boy world, I don't like it. Just because it sucks, but like for a character like Mark who's supposed to be like what 19 in this
Probably something like that.
season, something like that. So I'm gonna compare him to Spider-Man because it's that age range, where I'm reading, comic Spider-Man versus. So I'm gonna compare him to Spider-Man, and he would not cross that line. And I know it's just like okay, but if the Bears, first of all, let me just also let's say this: Bulletproof is booty. Bulletproof
Well, I think
sucks.
he's kind of supposed to be. He's
He
always like
doesn't do anything.
he's like
The only scenes he's like the Green Lantern. Like I love Green Lantern, but
he's
Green Lantern in the DCAU, that's what Bulletproof is. He's there to get beaten up.
he's there to be
All the time
like
you see him,
this is
he
like what
sucks.
he's there to kind of make
Straight
Mark look
cheeks.
better. I think like
They-
he could do
He
like all
makes
the same
everyone look
stuff as
better.
Mark, I think, maybe, but it's like at like
How long does it
1%.
take for you to fly something to Mark? Like, holy crap! How many
Also,
scenes have we seen?
have you noticed
I'm
that he
getting
keeps
there.
getting Mark's hand-me-down suits? Like every time Mark moves on from a suit, or I don't know if this has happened yet. This might be a comics thing. I'm pretty sure he gets Mark's old Invincible suit, but like the suit that Mark turned down in the first episode or whatever, or whenever he was getting his suits or whatever, that was Bulletproof suit. Bulletproof got the suit,
Okay.
but I'm pretty sure
Makes
Bulletproof
sense.
wears the Mark's older suits later. Maybe
Yeah,
could be wrong about
that's
that.
kind of a spoiler. I know you're talking about this is a little bit of a spoiler. I'm not gonna talk about it, but
Okay, I don't know.
yeah,
I feel like
no,
he's like constantly chasing Mark.
he sucks. But so in that scene, I'm just like, maybe he would have been able to wait a second. I don't. Here's the thing. I don't blame Mark. I'm just kind of like, nothing. Like it doesn't shock me. I'm not like, wow, I can't believe Mark crossed that line because Mark repeatedly has shown a lot of flaws in his character, and I get it. We like characters with flaws,
Right? Yeah, yeah.
but and him being like, can somebody else take care of it? I'm tired. I'm like, you suck, dude. Like, and and
I don't know. He
ticks me
just
off
keeps
is
doing. It's like all he's doing right now is superhero
he's
stuff.
just whining.
No, I'm
And
saying like that's all he's doing. Like he doesn't have a job. He doesn't have school. He's
that is his
just.
job.
But I'm saying
That's
like
his
he's.
job.
Well, yeah, but like he's.
He's such a baby. I don't like him. You know what ticks me off as well? Well, first of all, Oliver ticked me off the first episode when he's just like, "Come on, Oliver, let's go." And he's just like, "I've been out all day, and he wants to play video games." I'm like, frick you, Oliver."
That didn't
And
bother
then,
me.
but after that, he's better. After that, he's better. I'm like, all right, I like you,
Yeah,
Oliver.
no, like
But
I
when
yeah.
I think here's when Invincible is leaving the house to go back out when Oliver won't go with him, and he's talking to his mom, and his mom's just like don't go, like it's okay, you can take a night off, and he's like, no, I can't. And I'm like, okay, here we go, this is what I'm looking for. I want to see the reason why he goes out there. And she's just like, I don't know if she asks him why or he tells her why. He's like, the thing is, like, when I go out there and save them, when they look at me, all they see is what my variants did, like what the Invincible War did, and you don't know how that makes you feel. And I'm like, that is not why you're going out there, dude. like not to save face. Like that is so stupid. You're supposed to like that's for you to say like if I don't go out there, someone dies. That's I don't care if it's cliche.
Yeah,
That's the line you say.
I
And I don't like that he's just like I don't like
like
how
Mark's
people
doing
feel
this for the
think
wrong
that I'm a
reasons, kind of.
yes. I don't like I. But the
I
thing
feel
is,
like I also feel like he
he's
kind of went through
always been
this.
like
That he also
this.
kind of went through the same arc in season 2, when he's just like
He's
my
always like
is like
this.
everyone knows what an Omni-Man did. I have to be better. I have to fix the reputation or whatever, type of deal. Although I don't know if they know that he's Omni-Man's son, but you know what I mean. I'm pretty sure that that was like a point, or like after Omni-Man left, he's like, I've got a lot of work to do to like undo what Dad did, type of thing.
Yeah, and I'm just like Spider-Man wouldn't care. He'd just be like, if I stay here, someone else is gonna die.
I don't know if you got a bunch of like multiversal Spider-Man coming in, like then they're all bad guys or
He's
whatever.
not going out there to save face, though. If you
Yeah,
ask him, it's just like the whole with great power comes
right.
great responsibility. That's
Yes.
the whole point.
Yeah.
And you got the most freaking power in the planet. I'm sorry, Mark, but that's what you got to do.
Right.
And to be like somebody else can handle it. Really? Oh, you're gonna trust these? You're gonna trust the Guardians of the Globe? What if one of them dies because you were like, I'm tired? Like ridiculous, stupid.
I mean,
Yeah,
Mark. Yeah. Yeah. I'm.
it's frustrating.
Yeah.
But like we said, I think what you said, how you like Robot, and we've said before off air, like the two things that bring us back to the show is, well, one, the Robot plot line, we're very anticipated, but also the Viltrumite
Yeah.
stuff.
I'm very interested in that stuff. I honestly don't. There's so much like little like not they're not one shot stuff. They should be one shot stuff. There's so much like down to earth stuff that happens or whatever, or like day to day problems that happen that they focus on that I'm like I don't care. Like
Yeah,
the guy who like turns into stone or whatever. Every time
Titan.
they yeah Titan. Every time they have a arc with him, I'm like I don't care.
I
Just
like Machine Head.
I do like Machine Head. Machine Head's
Machine Head's
hilarious,
awesome.
but I don't care about
Yes.
Titan or the Dragon guy.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
I did think it was interesting that like how much he was giving Oliver the business though. That I thought was interesting because
Who, the dragon?
yeah, like he
Yeah.
was basically gonna kill Oliver if Invincible didn't show
Well,
up.
he was giving Invincible the business last season.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be like weaker now and stuff like that.
Yeah, he says. Which I,
I'm just
I don't know.
I'm just pissed off at Titan because like every time he's got a problem, he's like, let me see if I can drag or trick Invincible into this somehow.
Also, what kind of idiot sends? I thought it was a cool villain, but was it was the magnet guy?
Oh, that magnet guy. I actually like
Magnet.
that fight. I thought the stakes were pretty high on that because I was like,
The
man,
stakes were high, but
he's
I'm like,
gonna.
why would you send a guy who throws metal cards at a rock guy?
I assume that there's flesh under there. I don't know. It's like it breaks off. So I'm like, how is he not getting hurt still through these? I don't know. But also maybe he was there to assassinate the family.
Send a message. Yeah, that's true.
Um, yeah. All right. Invincible. We're I don't even know
Yeah.
how maybe close to halfway
The
through this
first three
season.
episodes were cool. The fourth, I hate. You'll probably think it's okay. It's like a
Interesting.
filler.
Interesting. Well, maybe I'll. Yeah, I don't know. I can't talk about it yet because I haven't seen it yet. A little behind. But you know what I have seen is Daredevil. What are you doing?
Cinema.
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 So you liked Daredevil Born Again season 2 episode 1?
Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Wait a darn minute.
Okay.
Absolute cinema.
You liked it, huh?
I did not think going from Daredevil Born Again season 1 into season 2, how much can this show really, based on the trailers, I'm like, this looks like they're taking it a direction I don't want to go. I don't think this is going to appeal to me. 5 minutes in, I'm like, peak. Um, yeah, the intro was great. The first 5 minutes are great. Like on the boat when he's fighting the guys, it goes down. He puts the like he's. I love how they're showing the hearing ability in the show, like the shifting change and like him tilting his head and all, which I think they've done before, but the way it's almost like the spider sense where you see everything kind of around him kind of like zoom out almost. Really like that. I think it's really cool. I wish we could see a little bit more of his fights. I feel like his fights aren't as clear as they were in the Netflix show. I can't really tell what's going on besides him swinging the club. Are you disagreeing? I can't tell what you don't like this episode?
Apparently, this is gonna be interesting. We're gonna have, I think we're gonna have problems this season. I thought this episode was just at like nothing. Like there was like almost
What are
nothing
you
in this
talking
episode.
about?
I do kind of agree that it does kind of remind me a lot of the Netflix show, but I was always lower on that.
This is better than any episode of last season.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
The opening scene was fine. The ending scene was the best part of the episode. That final scene that was cool.
That was awesome as well.
That was awesome. I really like Mr. Charles.
I like Charles as well.
Those
Charles.
are my only positive points for this episode.
What are you talking about, dude? I got a lot.
I got nothing else.
What are my positives?
I'm like, okay, we're just it's all set up right now. We're just setting up.
The Matt and Karen relationship.
Hate it.
I like that they're like, I don't remember a resolution to their relationship at the end of season 1, but the thing is, I'm trying to scrub that out of my mind because I feel like them pairing them together immediately just rewards those that watch the Netflix show. People who didn't watch the Netflix show who come in and are like, how are they already together? It's like, well, you know what? If you'd watched the first 3 seasons that were on Netflix, you'd know, like, yeah, they should never have been apart. So I like that they just do it. Like, rip the Band-Aid off, put them together.
I mean, they got together at the end of last season. So I don't know what. Yeah. I mean, I know that like I'm for him being with her, because I'm always for, and it drives me nuts when people don't put the the superhero with the person he's supposed to be with or whatever, or vice versa, or like.
I like when they put them together.
Well, yeah, I just don't like her. I think she's like an annoying, awful person.
I don't like her that
Karen.
much either. But the thing is, we know she's endgame for him.
Yeah, so that's fine. Like that's all I care. That's all I care about as far as it goes. Like I don't like the less I see of Karen, like, the better.
Because like it sucks when you're watching last season, and you see the psychiatrist he's dating. What's her name?
I forget, man.
Yeah,
I wanted to say Karen, but that's not it. But yeah.
Like when he's dating her, like you're in your mind, you're just thinking like, I know this isn't going to work out. Why are you showing this to me? Like he's going to get back with Karen.
Do you feel that same way with Peter? If Peter gets a new love interest in this trilogy?
Yes.
He's going to end up with Michelle Jones.
He's just going to get back with MJ.
Yeah,
like they're not going to break them apart. Like Tom and Zendaya, MJ and Peter.
Okay. Just making sure, because you were like,
people would riot.
I could have sworn last week you said something about like why I don't like how MJ and Ned are part of this movie or a big focus, because
that's what I would do. Because here's the thing. Well, first of all, I'm a Gwen Stacy over MJ guy, but also
MJ is terrible for Peter across the board.
Yeah,
she's a terrible person. But she's supposed to be. She's the one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but I also don't think I don't hate on Zendaya's MJ character, but she's not MJ.
Right, yeah.
Like she's not
Mary Jane.
She's an original character for kind of like your Batman thing, but she's an original character for those movies, and that's fine.
Yeah, and I mean at least they changed her name completely.
I hated it first, but I've come to terms with it, and it's okay. I'm fine with that. So I acknowledge that's what's going to happen. But if it was up to me, yes, I would just kind of clean that and might just move on and start a new one, introduce Gwen. What sucks is they burned a lot of love interests on the whole trilogy. Anyways, back to Daredevil. Yeah, I like the Matt and Karen relationship, that they're together. They're just rewarding the Netflix viewers.
It's just whatever.
I like how Matt is happy in this.
Is he?
Now, yeah, like the first scene after he takes on that whole ship. First of all, do you know why he put the watch in the suitcase?
No idea. I was going to ask you if you knew.
I was thinking about that. I was like, I hope they elaborate later on. Maybe because they talk constantly about, dragging the ocean floor to get the weapons. So I'm hoping maybe he put that there so he could hear it when it's brought up. He'll know where it's at.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Maybe I don't know how well a waterlogged watch is gonna tick, but maybe.
Well, I'm hoping it's sealed. I don't know,
Yeah.
but that's what I'm thinking. But still, that to me, that's cool. Um, but yeah, he's happier because once he gets done that and he comes back to his little hideout at Josie's bar, which is crazy. It's just like nobody knows that you're hiding out at the bar you used to always go to with your law partners, but they're hiding out at Josie's bar, and he's smiling. He takes his mask off. He's smiling. He's like, yeah, we hit Fisk good, like it. He's really gonna feel that. Um, the worst part about that, okay, probably my biggest negative about the show, but it's to me it's not a big negative because it can be explained. Not, I don't like Karate Karen. I don't like that she's,
Learning how to fight.
doing all this training. Yeah, starting to learn how to fight, and I know I'm just gonna be kind of ticked off when there's a scene of her taking down 3 of the vigilante task force guys by herself, and I'm like, okay, I don't care how much time Daredevil spent training you, like you're not going to be able to do that. So that I'm kind of like, but at the same time, with her being a vigilante on the wall next to Daredevil, like in the posters or whatever everywhere, I understand why Daredevil would be like, you're going to need to learn to defend yourself if you're a vigilante. But yeah, so that kind of explains it a little bit for me to the point where like I don't hate it.
Um. Okay. Hang on to that for a second. The Fisk knows he's Matt,
Yeah.
but no one else knows he's Matt for some reason. I don't know why. If you're going all out, you've outlawed
I
Karen Page, you've outlawed Daredevil, you got a hit on Daredevil. Why wouldn't you also have a thing out for, like, Matt's clearly in hiding, but like why wouldn't you just make sure, like why wouldn't you just get that out there?
I don't know, and that's where I'm giving them room to explain why, because that's a big thing on the internet right now is people saying like, why isn't he just out Matt Murdock?
Yeah, I mean
But
Matt's already in hiding, but I'm assuming that's because Fisk knows. But like if Fisk knows and he's just full force going, why wouldn't he also just be like, "Oh, here's more information, by the way." I don't.
yeah, I don't know.
Um,
I'm waiting to see. But yeah,
I
that is a
really
question.
I don't like what's going on. I don't know. Like I need to see more. For me, the thing is like I like the idea of what's happening, but like nothing for me. Nothing happened in this episode.
What
Um,
don't you like about the episode?
did nothing happen? Did just it's just no.
Well, the episode. First of all, it does give you some action. First of all, which is
I'm
I
not
don't
talking
think we
about
saw
just
Daredevil.
action. I think the action was
Did we
fine.
see? I don't think we saw Daredevil fight in the first episode or two of season 1.
I don't know. Well,
But
no,
we do because he throws Bullseye off in the first episode after killing Foggy, and then
yeah,
it's at the end of
but I mean, yeah, we
episode
got
2,
we
I
got
think.
good action here, but it's not just about the action. It's just all set up, but it's
Well,
all
the
set
thing,
up that
dude,
like this the
this
setup,
isn't.
the stuff that this sets up could have happened this episode.
No.
We better hit the ground rolling next episode. I heard the first 2 or 3 episodes are slow, and then it becomes peak Daredevil stuff or whatever. But like for me,
I
like
heard the first 3 are slow, and I enjoyed episode 1, so I'm kind of like I don't know what I'm gonna see, but
we'll
I'm
see.
excited.
I don't know. I really I disliked things that I really disliked. It's too early to tell, but like I really feel like BB.
I don't like BB.
Her story doesn't feel good to me for some reason. Something feels off about that story.
I don't like it. Yeah.
And then also the guy that she's always hanging out with. I do not.
Yes.
I already kind of don't like him this season, but I loved him last season.
No, I still like him in this
I
season.
I don't know. Like so far, but like, again, it's too early. I do. I didn't care for Buck last season. I kind of agree that
I love Buck.
he was like a lesser Wesley.
Wesley.
He's
Yeah, he
like a
is.
Wesley Jr. I do
Yeah.
think this episode bumped him up though.
Yeah.
Like this episode
Well,
was
the thing
good.
is, do you
Now
remember who was it that came to meet Kingpin that he shot at the dinner? There's somebody who was walking in to see Kingpin, and he walks
I
in.
remember the scene. I don't remember who it was because then he calls. Oh, it wasn't it someone who was like being hired by Vanessa or something like that?
Yes,
Because he
to try
called
and kill him.
because he calls Vanessa and asks if she wants stuff brought,
Yeah, and we
takeout
didn't
brought.
know if it was if it was like truly like if it was a test or like okay, yeah, but yeah, I like Buck.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. The Kingpin and Vanessa stuff annoys me a lot.
What stuff?
Just their whole relationship annoys the heck out of me. It's
Why?
so convoluted and complicated, and I hate it.
How? What are you
Like,
talking about?
because like they're just you don't know, like they're like possibly working against each other, but also they're buddy buddy and they're not.
They're not. They're working together.
But they weren't. And sometimes they just aren't. Sometimes they have no reason to not be. But then, like last season,
The
there was like a whole thing about like, oh, someone hired one of them to kill the other, and I'm like, what? And like,
but when she goes and kills the guy in the cellar last season, that was the proof that she's all in
until they decide,
on
until they
Wilson.
decide that it was a ploy,
Yeah, but
and she's faking it
what
again.
if anything, like that's anything until they decide to,
I'm
change
like,
this
no,
and then
my
like that's just
problem
how
with
things
this,
go.
my problem with this in the 3 seasons is that this is what the whole 3 seasons of Daredevil was like, oh, like oh Vanessa and Fisk were
No,
just they're so bad people. Oh no,
no,
they're
because
bad people,
Vanessa
but they're also
wasn't
bad to
bad.
each other. Oh no,
I don't
oh
think Vanessa wasn't in on stuff. She thought Wilson, well, she knew Wilson was bad, but like she wasn't in on the business. Season one is when
yeah. Vanessa
she
wasn't
was.
a criminal at the
Oh,
beginning, but by season 3 she wasn't she?
no, I don't think so. I think
I didn't see season
because
three.
he wanted to
I've only
keep
seen
her,
clips.
you know, out of it because
Right,
of that.
but like eventually she's doing her own stuff independent of him. She's not like
Yes,
joining him.
in Born Again season one.
Yeah, she's doing her own stuff. She's her own criminal mastermind, and then
Yes,
they
but then King.
merge their.
Yeah, but then well, no, it's not their own stuff. She takes the lead because Kingpin got because he got snapped, I think, and after he came back, he was too like skittish and wasn't really into it. And so the first season is about him kind of rediscovering himself, I guess, and becoming that. And so he takes back over, and that's where the conflict is because Vanessa's good at it, and Wilson wants to take back over, and there's kind of like a clash there. The partners that they have are like, it's going good with Vanessa. Why do we need Fisk? And then by the end of the season, you see Vanessa's all in on Fisk, and she commits to him.
I
So
just,
I don't.
I don't like.
They're barely in this episode together.
Well, I know, but I don't know. Their relationship is just so tiring for me. It's just, I don't know. I get that that's like the big thing. I don't like. We've talked about this with Batman and how like why does every movie with Batman or like why are more than half of the Batman movies the villain is like a mobster? Like what are we doing? I get, and don't get me
Yeah,
wrong,
Daredevil.
Kingpin is special, and Kingpin is special, especially with Daredevil. So I understand the king, like in my like the Charlie Cox Daredevil and Matt and everything, and the Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin, their chemistry is like top tier. Like they're goaded. Okay, I love
Yeah.
them and their relationship. I don't like Vanessa in general as a character. Um,
I mean, I don't care. To be honest,
and
I
like
think
the
the idea
more
of
that they
Kingpin.
focus on the Kingpin Vanessa stuff, like at some like that the relationship's just never going to be um good because it's they can have as much CW drama as they want by not making it. So it's just like
Well,
half the
you're
shows are
you're
going to be
saying
CW
that.
drama about them. That's why like there was not that much of that in Born Again season 1.
No, there was.
There
That
was
was the
some.
entire thing of
There
season
was
one.
some. No, it
There
was
was the
not.
entire thing.
No, that
They're going to see a psychiatrist.
not
It's the
compared
entirety of season one. What are you talking about?
not compared to the Netflix. The Netflix, that's like his whole thing is like Vanessa, and then Daredevil is like plot B for Fisk.
But
Maybe not season 3. Again, I didn't see
it
season 3.
gives because it gives Kingpin something to care about besides just a mustache twirling, make as much money as possible gangster.
But it's the only thing he does is just simp over Vanessa for 5 seasons now.
And that's his weakness. Because he's so corrupt, he's in everybody's
I
pockets.
don't.
It's like, how do you even get to a guy like that? You threaten the one thing he loves. It's Vanessa.
He's just. I don't know, man. I don't. It's just. I'm
I
so
don't.
tired of
I
it. I'm
completely
so tired
disagree
of
with you.
it.
The thing is, you're saying you're tired of it, but it's like 2 minutes of
Dude,
the
if
40 minute, 50
Bullseye
minute
kills
episode.
Vanessa this season, I'm gonna love this season.
Maybe.
Like
That I can't wait to see what they do with Bullseye. I'm so excited
the
for that.
ending, man, I can't believe I had that spoiled for me.
That was so
I
good.
don't know how. I think because I tried not to watch, but like I think it was like a screen rant or something, just like a random thing that popped up on Facebook. I was working that night, so I couldn't watch it. I had to wait till Wednesday morning to watch it, and I was like scrolling through Facebook, and I don't follow a lot of like stuff like that, like Daredevil specific stuff. So people weren't talking about it on my feed or anything. But there was like a screen rant, or some like random nerdy thing was like the highlight was like who saved
Daredevil.
Daredevil when he was about to die in that epic
Who do you
conclusion.
think?
And it's just like, but it was a picture of like his face in the
You're
ground and the
welcome.
knife saying "You're welcome."
Yeah.
And I'm like, just I know what's coming, like the whole
Yeah.
time. It was still epic.
Well,
I
that
really liked that scene with him. Like it showed him get off his game. Like he was taking them all down, but he was freaking out because of Cherry,
Cherry's having a hard.
and he's just like he's
I
like getting distracted. That was fantastic.
Yeah, I hated Cherry in the first season because in the Netflix show when Matt wanted to go find things out, he was basically Batman. He was going himself to these places, investigate himself. That was like some of the awesome scenes to me. And then they basically offload that to a retired cop, like, oh, can you go investigate this for me, Cherry, please? So I hated that. Season two even made Cherry in the first episode. I already like Cherry more. I'm like, I'm kind of liking Cherry. I don't like. This is another negative I have. First of all, I don't like BB. I don't like Karate Karen. I don't care for the lawyer stuff. Like,
Well,
unless
okay,
Matt's involved, I don't care about that whole firm.
kind of,
I know they're
but
trying to give him a good
I am
Samaritan thing of how they're defending these people, but
right.
I just don't care.
I do actually care about that, but especially that's one of my negatives though. It's one of my nitpicks or whatever. Is like you got the whole thing that it is a nitpick, and I'll agree to that. But you've got the whole thing with like she's doing the interview with swordsman. Also, like you want to talk about mustache twirling bad guys or whatever. The other lawyer, um, I think that he's fine.
I
The
don't
bad
remember.
lawyer,
I
he's
know.
just so comedically, cartoonishly bad and just
Yes,
just
I know
evil and
he's in
like
the first
rule
season.
breaking stuff.
I know he's in the first season, but I forgot
He's like
already
the
like
guy
who
that's like,
he
oh, when they
is.
found out he was gonna be, I think he was the guy who prosecuted the White Tiger or whatever that Matt was going against, and they were like, oh yeah, he's gonna go in
Okay,
against
gotcha.
him. I feel like that was the thing, but he's like the big shot celebrity lawyer that
Yeah,
everyone's like, oh, if you go against him, you just lost automatically or whatever. Um, but it's him. I also feel like he's just maybe it's because we're getting more
he's one
exposure to him.
note.
He's very one note, very over the
Yeah, I
top,
agree.
comedically mashed mustache twirl. But then like the fact that he's so easily able to convince the other girl to start just
So
changing
the
answers.
psychiatrist.
Uh,
So here's the thing. I
I like
agree
her.
with
I
you
like what's
there.
going on with her with the mental
I
stuff.
really like.
I like that
I
stuff.
hated her in the first season, and I'm
I didn't
liking
mind her,
like
but like
it is brilliant what they're doing.
I like the stuff with her and Muse.
Muse,
I like that, but
it's
I don't like
brilliant.
how I don't. But I really want. I guess part of it is just me, just like the stuff that I want. They didn't give me much of it. Like they got me very interested in the trial or like
What
how
do
that
you
stuff's gonna
want?
like
You
like
just want Jessica Jones. You're just waiting for
no.
Jessica
Although
to
they
show
they
up.
name
That's all you
dropped
care
her
about.
there, and I was like, hey, cool. They're actually building up to it. That's cool. It's not just gonna she's not just gonna show up. Like they already planted the seed of like we're working with these people already. Like we're friends with them. We have our network going or whatever. Which
Yeah.
I was worried it was just gonna be like she's just gonna show up. I don't know why that would have bothered me. But now it's like okay, no, we already have like an underground vigilante network basically, and I like that. Um,
About the psychiatrist though, at the end of season one, like, do you remember Matt was kind of warning her like, stay away from Fisk, like
right.
he's corrupt.
I
He's like,
didn't
he's not
mind
gonna.
her as like the temporary love interest. It was when she turned to Fisk that I started strongly disliking her. But I thought that
Yes,
that was a fine thing for
because when she
that we're
turned,
supposed to not like her.
it was too easy for her to
Yes.
turn.
Yep.
You're like, why
I
was that?
agree.
But you know what? And that was a big negative of mine. This episode already shows you why. Because she's got trauma from, as anybody that would, go through that. She's got trauma from that experience, and she sees me, and it's messing with her mentally. And I'm like, brilliant. Like, you've now put me in like, okay, this person's not thinking
I mean,
logically
she
like I
hates.
would. They've obviously
Like
been
they
through something.
established last season that she hates like these masked people now.
But it was not like this hatred that she, because Daredevil just saved her, and you're kind of
Yeah,
like, why
it's
would you be
stupid.
mad about that?
But you still
Like,
have that. You're like the masked guy who you're prosecuting saved you from like yeah. I don't know.
yeah, it's stupid, but the thing is, like, the fact that she's seeing Muse, to me, like, it's a small thing that you put in there, and sometimes it can be cheesy if it's like, how people like anytime they do stuff like that, you will look up and you see a person. It's like you don't actually. That never for me at least, never happens. The fact that they're doing that, just like that little visual thing, it puts you in the mind of like, okay, this person is actually like has unresolved trauma, and it's great because she's a psychiatrist who would be dealing with stuff like this. I think that's brilliant that you're able to already convince me. Okay, yeah, I buy in that she changed sides just because, not change sides, but like is all in on helping Fisk's dedication to vanquish this because of what she's been through. So to me, that's it's just I would just was so skeptical that this show would be able to take a lot of my negatives about season one and turn them into endurable things. And it's now things that I'm like, I enjoy this.
I don't
So
know.
that's why I love
For
it.
I agree that this episode felt Netflixy, like the Netflix Daredevil. To for me, that's a
More
negative thing.
Netflixy, yeah. I don't think it's fully Netflixy,
Oh
but it's
no,
more
no.
Netflixy.
At least it looks better.
They dropped F bombs, didn't they?
Oh yeah, yeah, like two or three of
Yeah,
them.
I was like, what?
It's like, oh well, man, Guardians 3 just opened the floodgates on that one, huh?
I know.
Um,
Um, so I also want to point to when Matt sank the ship, and
Matt
I
didn't
was kind
sink
of
the ship though.
okay. Yeah,
Okay,
you're right. They sunk the ship.
that was a thing for me
You're right.
that I was bothered by for like half the episode until I think I'm understanding that maybe this is a media literacy thing for me. Um, they had the ability to sink the ship from the control room, right? And that's what they did. Like when
Mhm.
things started going bad, they're like, "All right, this is
Yeah,
the protocol." It sounded like they were like, "Okay, this is what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to sink this
yeah.
and go." But then like, um, but then everyone's acting surprised, like, "Oh, this was how could this happen?" type of thing. Um, when it and I was like really confused. And then like the scene with Buck and the guy in the interrogation, he acts like okay, yeah, that's what I was supposed to do, right? So I did the right thing. And Buck's like, yeah, you did the right thing. And then he like, it's like, oh yeah, and
Shoot.
then shoots him. Um, but if that was the plan, why is the guy so in? It was understood that was the plan. Why is the guy in hiding from them? Why are
I
both of
didn't.
them
So
in
I
hiding
didn't.
from them?
I don't think that was the plan directed by Fisk. That was the plan directed by wherever they were taking them from, because they're not. I don't think they're getting the guns for the task force, I guess. But like, I think that's from Matthew Lillard's side of sink the ship. I don't think that was Fisk's directive. So when they show up in Fisk's mind, he's just like what? Where's the stuff that we ordered? And that's why he gets confiscated by the task force, and Buck shoots him. But it's not Buck saying, "Yeah, you did what you're supposed to do." It was more like, um, I don't know. It was like it's gonna be okay, and then he just shoots him. But about that ship sinking, I was just like, man, this is really gonna hurt Fisk. Like all these weapons on there, people are gonna find out. Like okay, but even something like that, the show twists into actually Fisk is going to use this against the vigilantes, saying, "Yes, our ports are all blocked now because the vigilante sunk the ship. He's evil. These we got to get rid of these vigilantes." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" Like even when you, as a superhero, they get a win, it's still twisted into a negative. Where like, and the
I
BB
mean,
report was good,
the
and that
BB
showed you New
reports
Yorkers.
are those are clearly like paid actors though, right?
Yeah, they're
Like
not in the show.
the BB reports that she's showing,
Yeah,
like the
they're
people
not.
who are
They're not
happy about
supposed to
Fisk,
be real New
most if not
Yorkers.
all of those are not like they're plants, right?
Mm, no, they're not supposed to be
I don't think those
plants.
are just regular citizens. I think that those are plant. I think
Yeah,
that
they're
she's
supposed to
doing
be.
PR for him, and that's like the deal.
She's doing PR in this terms of only pushing out what's positive about them, but they're not plants.
I think they are. They're like the way they're
No.
talking and stuff. Like I don't know. I don't know if that's ever going to come to fruition. Also, we got one thing I remembered. They name dropped DeFontaine, so
Yes, I don't understand. That's a question I
Lillard is
have.
involved with DeFontaine.
Well, I
Um,
don't. So how would she support what Fisk is doing?
Who knows? She has reasons for whatever.
She has the she started the event, she
Are they in New York?
are pushing. Yeah, they're in the Avengers Tower, right?
I guess. Although no, they don't have Avengers Tower anymore. Or I guess
Well,
she bought it, right? Did she buy it?
she
No.
bought it. Yeah,
Did she buy it?
right, because that's where they come out of.
I guess. But they also, I would assume they also had the thing upstate or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't like. That's where I'm like, I want to know more about like how is she okay with
I
that?
didn't like
Um,
how that scene flipped. Okay, like
no, I did. I
I
loved
didn't
it.
because the problem is, see, I like when you see Fisk's like
Squirm.
no, when you the opposite. I like when you see Fisk actually like doing what he's good at in
Like what?
intimidating people or whatever. I swear this show is just and, like it drives me nuts. It's not just this show, but I think they did it sometimes in um it takes so much time and so much build up for them to give you like a good Fisk scene in this show, in season 1, and even in the Daredevil thing or whatever. There's so much of Fisk being like a pushover or almost being like a like he has so many scenes where like people don't take him seriously or they're
He does
standing up
that
to
little.
him, and then
He
it
does that
finally gets up
smile.
to he push the buttons or whatever enough, and then he snaps and does something. But I'm like, eventually he should just have the presence or whatever.
I
Like,
completely disagree with you.
no, he like these people come in, they're like, hey, you can't do this or whatever. And I'm like, he shouldn't be able to do this. The fact that he can do this means that he should already have some type of presence that like these people should be
Well,
scared of him
the
already.
fact that they're coming in. Another big question. I'm like, how is he going to get away with declaring basically what was it, martial
Martial law.
law?
He declared martial law. He
Like,
already
how
did
is he
it.
going to get away with that? And immediately they address it like, yeah, politicians are coming in being like, you can't do this. Like, you can't.
And
And
then
I'm
someone
like,
else has to call.
how are they?
Someone else
Yeah, you're going to
calls.
tell me he didn't
And
have that planned? You're going to tell me that wasn't him?
I don't think so.
Yes, it was. What are you
I
talking
don't
about?
know. I don't think so. I think that
Fisk would not
DeFontaine or
do
whoever's
that if he
behind
didn't.
Lillard is doing that. Lillard does not
Do you-
work for Fisk.
No, but the thing is, they're in connections. Fisk knows if I'm like, these people
Like
aren't going to let
Fisk
me
is a
get picked
pawn
up.
right now.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
The
I
fact
don't
that you
like
think that it is a commandment to Fisk's character in the show because he's not a pawn.
Well, it's difficult because like Fisk can turn it around. Right now, Fisk and no one is supposed to think that Fisk and DeFontaine or whoever is behind the Lillard character are on the same level, and then Charles is working under them like as the mediator. Right now, it's like Fisk and Charles, and then whoever Charles works for up here. Like there could be something later on, but we gotta build up to that or whatever. Like and then to where like Fisk is gonna have a scene where it's like, oh surprise, I've actually been doing stuff. Ho ho ho. It's like we keep having to like let Fisk be kind of walked on or whatever.
He's not being walked on.
He is. He totally is.
The guys apologized to him immediately.
I'm not talking about those guys. Like
Who walks on him?
like it what like in the political spectrum, you had those two guys that came in or whatever, and you had Fisk, he's the mayor, and these guys are like, hey, we work for someone who's on your level or higher, and they say knock this stuff out or whatever. Like in reality, like this is how they see it or whatever. And then Charles comes in, and then he's like, hey, actually, you guys are down here now because we're propping him up. So now you guys report. You guys are going to do what he says. You guys are going to be okay
I didn't
with
say.
this.
I don't think that's what they're saying. They're just saying like that was Fontaine saying, "Let him be, like leave him alone." It's not saying like you not report to him, but also
Like, I
we have
don't.
no
I
idea.
don't think
We-
Fisk should
wait.
have like the power of like the president or whatever. But Fisk
You are
should have
saying that
more
though. You're
power.
saying he shouldn't be working underneath anybody because he's supposed to be Wilson Fisk. So you're
No,
saying
I'm
he
saying
wanted
if
to be
right off
president.
the bat he's supposed to be this scary power overreaching mayor, in the very first like headbutting thing we see, someone has to step in and immediately like win his battles for him.
Well, to be honest, we don't know what would have happened because he says in the dinner, I don't appreciate you coming in and upstaging me. So maybe he had something planned.
That
Maybe it
that
was going to be the
that
same thing.
that backs me up. I'm saying like, hey, if he had something planned, let him do it. Let him show why he's the kingpin.
But the thing is, now this gives us insight also into Mr. Charles. Without that scene, we don't know exactly what kind of
I
pull
like
Mr.
Mr.
Charles
Charles.
has.
I think Mr. Charles is great.
Yes.
I think that Mr.
So
Charles has
I
more
don't.
presence, way more presence than Kingpin in this season so far.
The thing is, we thought that a lot about season one. I don't think they did a good job of fulfilling on it, but I don't. We know who Kingpin is. We don't need to know anymore about how commanding he is.
No,
He's gonna be
no,
fine. I'm not worried about Kingpin.
no, because they never. This is my problem with him, because you've got everything like all the stars align for Vincent. Vincent D'Onofrio is great. His character's great, but it's like you let him. He'll be at this level, and then you'll let him shine up to this level. But then the next time you see him, he's back down here. He just kicks it up sometimes. Like in order to be the Kingpin, he needs to get to that level, and then he needs to stay there and establish himself.
I can. I don't know. Like, are you saying like you want him to just beat the crap out of anybody who walks in
Not
and talks down to him?
physically. Like he needs to be able to play both realms perfect. Like the problem with this kingpin is a he's like a whiny like spoiled brat baby man all the time.
You see, but the thing is, you see him do that also with Mr. Charles at the dinner because Mr. Charles starts kind of mouthing off a little bit,
I don't think Mr.
and
Charles
you
is
see.
scared of him at all.
No, I don't think so. But I think it was more like, well,
I think
he was
the
like,
way
I'm
that
gonna
I
I'm gonna
saw
rein it back.
the way that I saw the scene with Mr. Charles at the dinner table is he like Mr. Charles is like, I'm fine, I can do whatever I want
Yeah,
because my and then like Kingpin's like, I don't like the way you're doing stuff, and he's like, you know what? And then in my opinion, Mr. Charles is like, I don't want to make problems with my boss, so I'll play along.
yeah.
I don't think he has any worry about Kingpin.
But in my mind, I'm thinking Kingpin's gonna get you, bro. Like in my mind, I'm watching that. I'm like, okay, Kingpin's already thinking about what he's gonna do to Mr. Charles.
I see. I don't think that. I think Kingpin is like kicking the can down the road until eventually he's going to snap eventually and then do something about it. And it's just in every season of Daredevil stuff, that's just what Kingpin does. He just kind of waits until
It's
he has a
I
bad
don't know.
day
You
and then
want him.
snaps.
So do you want him to snap more? Is that it?
No, I want him. I want people to be afraid to make him snap. People aren't. Why are people not afraid to make him snap?
The
Because
thing is,
he's
there's always new because he reframes himself each time he appears as a reformed person or a better person, or whatever. And then you have these new people who are like, okay, you're just, okay, you're not as big and bad as you said, and then they try and take him,
but the
more
whole
lightheartedly than he should be
kind of the
taken.
whole point of season one was like, okay, yeah, now I'm a softer, kinder, gentler kingpin. I'm the mayor now. I'm
And
reformed.
then he
And by the
proves,
end of the season, he's
yeah,
like, now we're merging this tough guy. Now I am the kingpin in the mayor's role. I am tough
but he
guy again,
doesn't show
and
that to
now
the
he's not.
public. But he doesn't show it to the public.
We're not talking about the public. We're talking about the people who matter, the people who he's supposed to be bossing around.
So first of all, the only people that you can point to that to though are the attorney general guy and that other person that walked in. That's the only scene with people that he would need to be like that with.
Sure, but I
And the
mean,
thing is, what is he supposed when they walk in? Is he supposed to walk up, put his hand on their shoulder? Like, is that what you'd rather see in that scene?
I
'Cause
like
I think
is
him
Kingpin
sitting
only
there.
supposed to be intimidating because of what he can do to you physically?
No,
That's what I'm saying. Like he
I don't.
needs to
I don't know.
be.
I don't know what you want. I'm so confused because
I'm like
in
this
that scene
for
when
me.
they're
This
talking,
is
I'm like,
season one Kingpin of like Netflix show. Like okay, now we're starting all over and growing him as a character again. I feel
no, we're
like
not growing him, but he's a politic. He's a politician, dude. Those are politicians in
he's
there. He can't
not.
just go and kill the
He's
attorney
not.
general.
No, no. But like, man,
I don't understand what you want from the like this scene. In that
like
case,
season. Do you
he
remember?
had probably something that to say or a card up his sleeve.
All right,
But
look.
then
Okay,
if he does
season
that, we don't
one.
get that good Mr. Charles scene.
Season one, Netflix Daredevil, Kingpin. Like when Ben what's his name? Ben.
Yurik.
Yeah, Ben Urich. When Ben Urich was investigating or whatever, this guy he was like the king of the criminal underground, at least for that area. You had the syndicate or the people who like you had the other crime lords or whatever, but like everyone was scared of this guy.
Yeah.
And now he's the mayor, and I understand he's reformed, but like my understanding of season 1 was that by the end of it, he was learning how to merge this position of being the mayor with his like with who he was like when he was that scary guy. Like
We're not
he's
seeing
both.
we're
He's
not
able to
seeing the
use
criminal we're not seeing the criminal empire part, but we are still seeing his power in terms of the task force. I'll be I guess we're at a stalemate because I just don't know what you
the
want.
task force is obviously way strong, way power, way big political overreach, but it's a glass cannon, but you're aiming it at one thing. Like he can't use the task force against other political people. He has to aim that at vigilantes because that's the whole point. Like they're not out there enforcing laws. They're not getting the pickpockets and the murderers and all that.
Crime is down. He says crime is down.
Yeah, maybe. We don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I feel like he's like his Kingpin constantly lose aura. Like he'll get it back, but I'm like, can he maintain it, please? I feel like Kingpin's supposed to maintain it.
But I think that's the change in tone from Netflix to Disney, though.
No, I think it was a major problem in all of the Netflix stuff.
I disagree.
I think he did the same thing. He's the whole point. His whole arc. He's a simp first and a Daredevil villain second.
No, because season 1 Kingpin, even before he snaps or like does whatever, his presence, even before you see him, you feel his presence. Like you meet all these different bad guys, but you know that there's a puppet master behind it all that these guys are all terrified of. I know that's what you're looking for in this new season, but the thing is that there's a difference between a mayor and a
he doesn't come across smart. He comes across like he wants something, he's gonna get it, and he's gonna kind of pout about it until he gets it or whatever. Like he's just gonna complain about season 1 Netflix.
But you're not gonna know his plan until it happens.
Not even as the viewer, you don't get any insight. It's just gonna blindside you. But also he doesn't really have plan. Like season 1, he didn't have any plans. He just kind of kept getting more and more angry until he snapped. And they keep doing that, where he's just gonna snap. And it's like he's trying to be.
I think you're gonna see.
Do you think he's puppet? Do you think he's puppet mastering stuff right now?
I think so.
I don't. Okay. Well, we'll see. Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
I hope you're right because I don't see that.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I guess that's. I guess we'll have to save hot takes for next time. The Daredevil discourse went a little long.
Oh yeah. You don't want to do any hot takes today? Want to go ahead and I mean, we're at a pretty good length. But I mean, up to you. What do you want? You want to do one or two or no?
Maybe we can do one hot take each.
Okay.
Do you want to go or you want me to go?
You can go.
All right. Hot takes. This one, all right. The Flash was a good movie.
No.
The Flash
is not good.
Was a pretty good movie. So listen, I know I'm not a big Ezra Miller fan. I know Ezra Miller has a lot of controversy about him, and I'm not saying Ezra Miller is a great actor or anything like that. But I mean, he's basically the Peter Parker of the DCEU, and he kind of plays that role.
He's not supposed to be, but
he is for what Snyder wanted and all, but like
that's because Snyder.
He plays that role of like the goofy messing up, kid who says,
also,
Batman.
I don't think Snyder was involved with the Flash movie at all.
No, but the thing is, they're living in a world that he's already in. Anyway, he plays that role and he does it well. Do we like Flash in that role? No, but like it's fine. People hate on this movie, but they focus on two scenes. There's two scenes people point to. They say baby in the microwave, and then they also point to the PlayStation CGI of when he's changing time. And I'm just like,
I think all the CGI in this movie is terrible.
I don't think so.
I think all the CGI.
What else is that bad?
almost every time he runs, it looks bad.
Well,
The
that's just the
Batman
problem with
scene in the silo specifically looks bad. It looks
in the
terrible.
silo. Oh
Where
no, I
he's
love that.
no, he looks awful. It
I
looks
love
awful.
that. Michael Keaton's in this. I love Michael Keaton's Batman, and this is probably the best he's ever been. I love Michael Keaton's Batman in this. The way he takes down the Kryptonian doesn't make a ton of sense that he takes him down with bombs, but it's still like awesome. Um, but if you don't focus on the baby in the microwave scene and the PlayStation CGI, if you just actually watch the movie with an open mind and not trying to buy into this brain rot, group think that people have about the movie, it's a good movie. The mom stuff about the stuff about his mom, it's good, it's powerful, and it actually, it hits the heart. It's an emotional pull, like when he's at the supermarket, helping her get the sauce or whatever, pasta sauce or whatever, like, and he's crying, like, that actually hits. The two berries, I didn't expect the movie to do that, but it actually provides, like, in my opinion, a pretty good storyline and a lot of funny moments. When he's trying to run, it's goofy. I hate the way they make Ezra Miller run, but like it's a funny scene where he's running around, and no powers in the station or whatever. Um, the whole movie has a lot of funny parts due to the nature of having Ezra Miller and Barry Allen and his other Barry Allen.
I give
And
that
like I
movie
said
like a
before,
6 or a 6.5.
no. There's no grounding for that. I don't think. Like, why? There's nothing. Also, like I said, Batman's good in it. Supergirl's also really good in this
I
movie.
do like Sasha Beer,
I don't know her
whatever her name
name,
is. I forget her name.
but both characters there, I think, were really good. And it's hard to kind of fit characters like that into a movie like this, I think, but they made it work. So yeah, I think the Flash is good. I give the Flash
Sasha Callie.
7.5.
No, that's
7.5.
crazy. Have you watched it
Why?
recently?
Why? I did, not super recently, but I think last time I watched it was probably about a year, maybe 2 years ago.
All right. I should have gone first and sandwiched this because I actually have two I want to say. One, I'm just gonna say real quick. We're not gonna really talk about it. I just want because it's relevant to what we were just talking about with Daredevil. I'm gonna say something and then I'm gonna move on to my actual hot take. First hot take:
Don't.
Netflix Daredevil season 1 looks bad.
You're
It
dumb.
looks terrible.
You're stupid.
The lighting is
Why?
awful. I
No.
hate the way the show looks. I rewatched season 1 after Born Again. And it's just I
The
hate
hallway fight scene.
the hallway fight scene is cool because it's a one
What
shot
about
hallway fight. The choreography is great. The fighting's good. All that's good. I mean,
what
the
about all
lighting
the
in there
shots?
is fine. Most of
What
it
about
is
all the
just
shots in his
so
apartment?
they're I can't remember specific. I just know so much of the show is just like
Dark.
grainy green or like ugly brown or orange.
I don't know what you're talking
It's
about.
it's such a ugly show, at least in the first
I
season.
completely
No,
disagree.
yeah. So
The beautiful painting that Wilson's always in, like, I think he starts out in a black suit and he changes into white. But the white painting, like all the visuals of him, like just looking at that, and you see the from behind, or
I mean,
Matt in
maybe
his
this.
apartment with Karen, of the outdoor. They have the LED sign, that's why he got a good deal in the apartment, because he's blind, it doesn't bother him, and it's just shining through the window, like the light reflecting on them in the dark there, Matt and Karen. I just don't know what you're pointing to and saying is bad.
Man, the lighting in this movie is so. I just like looked up Daredevil season 1. I'm just like looking at Google stuff here. The light. I hate the lighting in this show.
Completely disagree.
I no. I think this show looks terrible. Anyway, that wasn't my actual. That's just one I want to talk about because we were talking about Daredevil.
Are you sure you're not talking about Born Again? Are you
No,
talking
I'm
about
talking
that?
about. I know I'm talking about Daredevil, the Netflix one. Maybe it gets better in season. I watched season 2 when it came out, but I don't remember much about it. I need to rewatch it. I'll probably rewatch it after Born Again finishes. And I've never seen season 3 because back then I was trying to keep up with the seasons, and then I fell off with Iron Fist and Luke Cage, and so I never got around to Defenders.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that this show looks awful, like visually.
That's a horrible take.
Man,
Horrible take.
so bad.
It's got such a an awesome, unique art
I don't
style
like it.
in its
I don't
cinematography.
like
I
it.
love it.
I don't. Okay. Anyway, my actual hot take is that gameplay is more important than story in video games.
Give me an example where the gameplay saves the video game when the story's crap.
I don't know about like story being crap. I'm just saying like if a game doesn't have like a if it's not a story driven game, like you take something like The Last of
Red
Us
Dead.
or Red Dead. Um, I have a very hard time. I've never gotten through either of those games. Because for me, I really don't like the gameplay. It's very not fun, not fluid. It's just kind of janky and boring. But the stories are great. Apparently, I know the Last of Us story or whatever, and I think that's a whole other hot take. But I think it's fine. It's good. It's like very, in my opinion, the Last of Us Part One is a very hot topic. Um, uh, but like, you have something like I mean, I would say any of the Souls games, but that might be a hot take. But even something simple like Astrobot for the PlayStation, gameplay is perfection for what it is. It's a 3D platformer, simple. There's a story, but it like who cares? Um,
So
it's
is
not.
your argument bad gameplay, good story is worse than good gameplay, bad story? Did I just say the same thing?
No, you didn't say
Good
the same thing.
story, bad gameplay is worse
Like
than
the
bad
way
story,
the
good
way I would
gameplay.
phrase it is I cannot play a game that has the best story in the world if I don't like the gameplay. But if a game is fun to play, I do not care how good the story is.
Is there a game that you've played all the way through that I played that you could reference as bad gameplay? And when you
Um,
say bad gameplay, are you talking about like it's not dynamic enough? Like, what are you referring
I
to?
think that there's a lot of games that just do not feel good to play.
I don't. To me,
I don't know.
that's not
It's
anything.
weird. And I think it's honestly a problem I have, and it's why I'm like I've played a lot more games than you. I think we are aware of
Yeah,
that. I've played a lot more
yeah.
games than you. But when I compare like my gaming knowledge and my what I have played gaming wise to like other people, especially people in the gaming space or whatever, like um, whether it be like because we kind of grew up in a bubble or what, but like there's so many gaming things that are like just staples that almost everyone
You don't
might
like the gameplay of
what
that. You don't like the gameplay of.
that like I didn't grow up with, so I don't have the. But I can't say it's nostalgia, but like um like Halo for instance, I hate the gameplay in Halo. I think
I
Halo
never liked the
feels
gameplay in
terrible
Halo.
to
Yeah,
play. Right? Apparently the
yeah.
story's really good. I've never been able to. I've never played through a whole Halo game. I've played multiplayer. I've played I don't know how many hours of multiplayer with friends. I never enjoy it. I don't like it. Well, I enjoyed it a little bit in college when we were just playing like local, like the little map or whatever. We're all in the same room and stuff like that. That was kind of fun, but it's more so like what I'm doing with friends than the game itself that I'm enjoying. Everyone talks about like because Bungie is the team who made the original few Halo games. Then they made Destiny 1 and 2,
Yeah, I
and
don't like Destiny either.
but it feels very similar to Halo gameplay because everyone's like
Yeah,
Bungie is like supposedly the king of FPS games. This might be the big hot take of this is that like I don't like Bungie's gunplay. I think Bungie games like gunplay feels terrible. Halo, Destiny. I played a lot of Destiny 2 because my friends had it and it was the only like it was the only two people I played games with at the time, and that was the only game that they played that was multiplayer, and they played it a lot. So I played it with them. I've got probably like 200 hours in Destiny 2. Don't really like the game that much. Um, it was just I wanted to play something with them because I'm somewhat of a social gamer. But like there's so many games uh, like I don't really think I'm actually that much of a gamer, or I feel like a fake gamer or whatever. Like I was saying, I've played more than you, but like we didn't play the Halos growing up really. Even though we had a 360, we had this stuff to play it on. I was more of a Call of Duty person, but also I'm very picky with my Call of Duties. I don't like the Black Ops games. I like the Modern Warfare games. The Black Ops games feel like goofy and like they just don't feel good. to
They don't
play.
feel it. Yeah.
They don't feel right. Um, like The Last of Us was like a huge, like era defining game that I've tried to play like 4 times now. And I get like 3 or 4 hours in and I drop it. Apparently, some people say it's the greatest story ever told. I think it's way overrated. To me, it's like on par with like The Walking Dead, maybe a little bit better. It like as far as like zombie stuff goes, it still feels very Hot Topic to me, which I don't like. I say it as like a dig because I think people who like that movie or that game will get upset by that because I mean like I can get stuff out of Hot Topic. Hot Topic's fine, but like to me, it feels like the same kind of vibe as that. Um, the Uncharted games, I did play that. Those are made by the same people who made The Last of Us. I played those for the first time last year or 2 years ago. I really liked those. Uh, Most of the gameplay I didn't like though.
Yeah.
It's like
I
Last of
heard.
Us. It's third person cover shooter type of thing.
It's the same people who did Spider-Man, right?
No, that's Insomniac. They do. I want to say Ratchet and Clank.
They had some similar mechanics though, like from what I heard. Okay, I mean, never mind.
No,
Not to go off topic.
I think that's Insomniac. They do like Ratchet and
It is
Clank.
Insomniac.
Ratchet and Clank. Something else. I don't remember. They were long storied people too, but yeah, I just like I've got all these blind spots. Like people played Call of Duty's like Black Ops Zombies. I could never get into zombies. Like I never cared about zombies. Easter eggs in zombies are like a thing. Like people like spend hours learning the like the little different things you can do. You go and you
The
shoot this
lore.
bear in the nose, and it unlocks something
Yeah.
on the arse of the map. You go over there and do something, and you just go, and like
Yeah.
there's these like hour-long videos on YouTube on how to do the ones for each individual map and stuff like that. And I'm like, who cares? For me, in my mind, but apparently it's huge. Um,
Yeah. I mean I agree to a point where like certain games I just can't deal with. Like I played Ultimate Alliance, like we played Ultimate Alliance growing up, wherever that's a popular one of ours, but like I don't personally like the four player like rotation
yeah,
thing.
that's
Like
a
or I just
very, in my opinion, kind of niche gameplay type. I forget what that's called.
yeah.
I don't know if it'd be Dungeon Crawler. Oh, Dungeon. I gotta save that for next time. Um, but I've got all these blind spots with it, and then like even stuff with GTA. We never played GTA's growing up, so I don't have any. I don't have that connection to it, and the gameplay doesn't feel good whenever I do try and pick them up. And Red
I
Dead's the
don't like
same way.
what's a gameplay that you're like this feels amazing.
Um, I mean, I really like the Souls, but that's kind of I
How do
know
you
that
feel
that's
about the
niche.
Arkham games?
They're fine. I feel like that's like the same thing as Spider Man. I feel like it kind of holds your hand a little bit. Um,
I don't get I just I guess it's just for more that's more for us baby gamers. I don't know.
I don't. I mean, like I don't know. Maybe it holds the hand a little bit. It's just hard to explain because like once you learn it, you're kind of doing the same stuff. It's like hit, and you have a dodge button that when the people flash, you hit the dodge button and you do the thing, and it's an animation that plays or whatever whenever you're doing these different things. You have a punch button, you got a kick button, and that's just every game ever. So like it's not. I don't know what I'm complaining about, but it's just unless it does something special. Like I'm like this with Sonic games, right? Like um, the Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2, and Sonic 06, and Sonic Heroes, I love. Even Sonic 06, which is generally considered like one of the worst games of all time, I really
Yeah.
like that game because it has it's the same formula and gameplay feel kind of except for all the bugs as like the adventure games. But then after that, they moved on to like Sonic Unleashed, and everything after that for a while was the boost format. And the boost format is like it's I don't know I don't know how to describe it. I just don't like it. It doesn't feel good. So the problem for me as far as gameplay goes is like I try certain games and I think it's a problem with me because other people will they just don't it just doesn't click for them like this or they don't have this. For me, once I play something in like a genre or a game type that I think just clicks and it feels great or it feels perfect, it is so hard for me to play something else that's that same gameplay type. So like Call of Duty back in the day when I'd play the Modern Warfare's, I'd pick those up and they felt so good back then. And then when the Black Ops started coming out, they feel so much different. They're made by a different team or whatever, but they feel different. And I didn't like them. Halo, I picked it up. I didn't like it. It didn't feel good. And I'm like, I'm comparing it to the feeling of the Call of Duty. And other people, I don't think, do that. And other people are like, Halo's like the best feeling shooter in the world, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Um, but then like fast forward, Siege comes along, and there was a little bit of a learning curve because Siege does feel a little bit different than like Call of Duty or Battlefield, but it's very similar feel wise to just like a little bit tighter version of those, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um, and so you got that, and then you got stuff like CS:GO and Valorant, and I hate the way those games feel to play. Those games feel
Yeah.
awful. Uh, but I say this stuff, and people think that I'm crazy because like they're like, "What are you talking about? It's just all, it's all shooter. What do you mean?" Or they play, Red Dead, and they're like, "It's I'm just walking around being a guy. I'm playing a game. It's just what every game is. What do you mean?" And I'm like,
Well, it's
I
just
don't know.
it's it's crazy how like because it allows you because everybody says like, "Oh, I want to go into my own little world," almost like with video games. But like for things like Red Dead, you actually go into your own little world. You're actually like Arthur Morgan playing life. You get to do so many things that you're like, you can't do this in most games. This level of detail and personality to it. So there's
I
a
guess
lot of games
I
like
need
that.
to maybe after I do Resident Evil 9, maybe I will just sit down. I've been waiting because apparently they're supposed to release a PS5 Pro patch or whatever for Red Dead 2 at some point.
Uh, It's
So
like $20 for the PS4 version.
I mean, I have it, the PS4
Yeah.
version,
Yeah.
but like I keep hearing that they're going to release a patch just to make it upgraded for PS5, and I kind of want
Yeah.
that. But apparently, I
That'd be
mean,
nice.
apparently it looks really good, and it can't look any better type of thing. I think it runs at 30 frames per second though, which 60 would be better.
I have noticed this like first time I played it on PS no on Xbox One I think I don't remember. I was just like this is like gorgeous. Playing it this time I'm like it's still gorgeous, but I do notice more in this time than I did last time. Like maybe a leg is you know what is that called? Like kind of what am I trying to say?
Glitching.
Bugging, glitching through a door or something like that. Like that, I'm like, oh, I don't remember things like that happening before.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Well,
Yeah.
that's hot takes.
Yeah, a little bit
I,
there.
I'll
Let us.
I'll
Yep. If
save
you're
some
still
for
here, let us
later.
know what your hot takes are so we can pick on you for them.
It can be movies, games,
Could be anything.
shows,
Yeah.
pop culture. Whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah. Is
So
Sydney Sweeney really that hot? Mm.
okay.
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 All right. Well, we'll know if our cousin was here
Well,
still.
yeah, we'll know if he listened.
Yeah, if he got this far. Okay. Well, all right. We'll go ahead and wrap it up here then. Thanks again, anybody who listened. I know we got a few faithful listeners out there. To let us know what you think about Invincible season 4 so far, and let us know what you think about Daredevil. Is it meeting your expectations? Is it good? Is it bad? How do you feel about the season so far? You think it's gonna be good? Um, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else you got?
Like the video, comment, subscribe, and again, if you see the shorts popping up for this channel, uh, you know, if you don't want to watch the whole thing because you already listened to all this, great, that's fine. But just hit the like button. Let's boost it in the algorithm. Let's get more people in here.
Yeah, and tell your friends if they like this kind of stuff. Like we started out doing this because we
Like this
liked
stuff.
similar podcasts, and we would
Yeah.
share stuff about them or whatever, and we liked that idea. So I got him into the first podcast that we both listened to or whatever, and got him on the idea of this. So if you have friends that like this kind of stuff or like similar nerdy stuff as you know like recommend them us to them, or if we have things that we ramble on too much about, critique us, tell us how horrible we are at this. I'll take it, by all means. So all right, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thanks again for listening, everybody. I'm Justin. This has been Mask and Cowl, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.
You guys.